Whoa! You sound like you've been practicing, but your guitar hasn't.
That's a great burn.
No, I'm serious.
I've been
your
practicing some
timing was very good, but your guitar, like, I don't know, it might probably sound better, like, on your end, unless it's just out of tune, but over the phone it sounds bad.
I definitely did not tune it.
So, how were your holidays?
Miserable, boring, anxious. Did the world burn on one of the holidays, or was that just this week?
No, that's just this week.
Okay. Yeah, so I quarantined for a little bit to go visit my dad's my dad half of the family, my MAGA family, because my Papa Joe's staying out there and he's elderly and I don't want to give him anything, and there's gonna be a bunch of kids there anyway.
Gross.
And I went there we were just doing a Dirty Santa for the grown-ups, so I just got a copy of Exploding Kittens and headed up there.
Nice.
Nobody knew what the game was and nobody appreciated it. The gift didn't get stolen or traded. Nobody's played it yet. They don't know what they're missing.
Damn.
Oh,
yeah, I've tried to teach older people how to play it, and they just don't understand. It's like the easiest game ever, but they're just like, this is not fun.
I know they would like it if they played it. I think they like mean-spirited games. They do a lot of rummy. They do a lot of that type of stuff. A lot of classic card games.
Yeah.
I was there for maybe, I don't know, I probably talked to my dad for 45 minutes before I clocked that he had a MAGA hat on. Because it's not like my dad to go and buy branded apparel. So, much like me, he dresses kind of, kind of cheap, but
you pick a random color and go with it.
Sort of, but since he moved out to the farm, he's been doing rural life dressing. So he's 100% flannels and overalls. But he had this like Love's Truck Stop camo hat with ugly orange impact font letters on it. And I was like, yeah, about 40 minutes to clock that it said "Make America Great Again" in orange on a green hat. Super cool.
Sounds super cool.
It was a cool trip, man. They're a little bit more tense. Like, I know everyone in my family carries guns, but we were sitting there exchanging gifts, and I was the only one who did not have a gun on their hip, and I was like, fuck, I hope someone breaks in here.
What?
This is literally, like, 8 guns hanging off of people's belts and shit, and I was just like, this is wild. I know I guess if you carry every day, you carry them inside, but we're on a farm.
Yeah.
We're on a farm inside of your parents' house. The only dangers here are y'all, and y'all are armed. So now I think I need to carry a piece to the next time I go to see my MAGA family.
You can fit in with them.
Yeah, 1, I can fit in, and 2, I don't know how deep these people are going into the QAnon stuff. I don't think any of them are really QAnon, but I don't want to find out that 1 or 2 of them is QAnon, and then they're like, "Hey Jeff, you still a libtard pussy?" And I have to be like, no, because I never...
No, hail Lord Trump.
I don't identify that way, but also I don't agree with your pedophile views either, fucking psycho.
Yep.
So that was fun, and then I waited another 2 weeks in quarantine to go see my mom for Christmas Day.
Oh.
That was cool. I got to see my sister Alicia. I slept in too late, so I missed my sister Jessica, but apparently she started a big fight with everybody, so I'm kind of glad I missed it.
Well, that's family Christmas for you.
Yeah, she made me some...
Somebody wants to fight.
She made me some homemade chicken soup and some ginger... What kind of cupcakes were they? Sorghum gingerbread cupcakes with pumpkin spice cream cheese frosting. Super fucking fancy cupcakes. Very delicious. Damn. Yeah, I wish I got to see Jessica. I haven't seen her in longer than since the pandemic started. I hadn't seen her in like a year and a half.
Crazy.
I think she sent me that chicken noodle soup because we've had a phone conversation that all chicken noodle soup is trash and
she's trying to prove you wrong.
Yeah, noodles just get soggy and they all taste the same, and you can just drink chicken broth and get over it. And this was one of the best It's clear that she handmade the noodles because they were in that jar for a day and a half and they weren't soggy in the slightest and they were very tasty. It was like eating.
Hell yeah.
It was like eating dumplings, but it did just taste like every other chicken soup on the planet.
I mean, if your chicken soup doesn't taste like every other chicken soup, then it's probably not chicken soup.
That's a good point. I should quit being shitty.
It has the same flavor, basically, no matter what. You can add more chicken or add more vegetables to change it up slightly, but...
My disappointment was that I did not have cayenne pepper in my house, so I used black pepper in it instead, but I like a little cayenne in my chicken soup.
Alright.
The noodles were so A1 that they didn't get soggy at all, and that's when I realized that's kind of the part that I like about it.
This is the soggy part?
Yeah, they're just a little soggy at the end there. That's okay. I don't like them to be pudding or mush like the Zataran's gumbo that comes with the rice mixed in. If you leave it overnight, you just get weird pudding.
Oh yeah, like fucking like Campbell's chicken noodle soup and stuff like that, even like from a can, is just immediately like the noodles are just pudding, basically.
Yeah, how violent is oxygen though? That thing lives on a can for years before you eat it, and the second that shit opens, it's just Jello noodles.
Yep. Sad.
Fucking retarded. And then New Year's, I didn't do anything. I told the liquor store that I was going to go see a friend because they looked like they were sad for me. Maybe if I told them no, I would have gotten to hang out with the liquor store girls, and that could have been a thing. But also, they have not worn a mask the entire pandemic, and they don't make their customers wear a mask. So I don't know what I'd get from them if I hung out with them for too long.
Every disease.
I mean,
except COVID.
There's a couple of them that could give me a few diseases, and I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, until you get those diseases, and then you realize, I don't know if I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like to itch that much.
Yeah, itching and burning in the genital area sounds like a bad time.
I like to scratch, but I don't like to itch.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's life, y'all. Proverbs. That's the highlights for my holidays. How was your holiday days?
I ate a bunch of garbage on Christmas and then got fucked up and went to sleep. And then on New Year's I did the same thing.
That's fucking dope. Did you order anything or did you just eat mac and cheese?
No, I was specific about I'm gonna make me a Christmas dinner. I'm gonna have pie and ham and mashed potatoes and green bean casserole. And I bought some butterbeer off the internet because I was like, in Harry Potter they're always talking about this shit. I want to see if it's any good. You know what? It's not that good.
Damn. People
it's like
praising it though.
Do what?
People praise it though. I guess they're just fans.
Yeah, but I'm a fan as well. But it's like a lesser version of cream soda. It does actually have a slightly beer-ish aftertaste, though, which I found interesting because it's non-alcoholic. So I don't know.
So it's not even beer?
No, it's a big fat lie. I don't know. Maybe beer is a different description in the UK.
It kind of sounds like it might be root beer.
Oh, that's true. Root beer exists.
So, did you're just ham over turkey for the holidays, or do you just not want to cook a turkey?
Both.
Okay. Yeah, my mom made the Christmas dinner, and then they were supposed to go out of town the next day and be gone for a little bit. So they were like, "All right, we made a giant Christmas dinner, and nobody's gonna eat it." So they sent me home with like a box full of Tupperware leftovers, and I didn't make it through all of it. I got a giant fucking thing of ambrosia in here, and I haven't touched it. I've got a bunch of yams. I've never really eaten yams. I did eat all the stuffing and potatoes and shit. I don't know how many times I have to tell people I don't like stuffing. I've said I
really?
Don't, yeah, I don't like
Me
stuffing.
either! I fucking hate stuffing and nobody understands!
The worst part is that I keep telling them I don't think stuffing is just a good food, period. And then every time the holiday comes around, they're like, Jeff fucking loves stuffing. And I was like, you just keep saying this because every time you see me, I'm fatter.
He was stuffing something.
Stuffing your ass. Get out of my face. I want three things every meal. They're the highlights every meal. The turkey, the potatoes, and the green bean casserole.
Hell yeah.
And I'll go wild with gravy. I'll go wild with it.
And see, I believe we disagree on the gravy situation because my favorite gravy is the white gravy, and it doesn't necessarily go great on turkey.
Well, it doesn't.
So
you don't have. Not supposed to have that gravy at the holidays. You're supposed to have Gordon Ramsay thin ass gravy.
sure, but it's I prefer the white gravy.
Me too. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't put. Oh, that's so weird because there's cream of mushroom soup and green bean casserole, but I would not put a white country gravy on my green beans.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Maybe I should.
Hmm.
They're similar colors. They're both good with black pepper.
This is
stop
true.
me? Science says it should be okay, but whatever.
You've been hanging out with your family too much. Science, whatever.
I'm not gonna believe that science shit until they locate the gay gene and give it to me.
They already did.
Well, I'm signing up for that immediately. I'll go to the gay gene. I'll take a gay gene. Let's go.
I meant you already had it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now it's ruined.
Well, maybe Moderna will cure it for me.
Maybe.
Maybe that'll be a side effect.
I mean, I think Alex Jones has something to cure the frogs or something, so it'll cure you too.
I think Tim Dillon and Rogan did another podcast with Alex Jones, but I am not going to Spotify to listen to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I'm just not going to listen to Joe Rogan, period.
Yeah, he's been going too far in the red pill thing. I think he's just trying to defend his move to Texas. He'll rebound and start being some kind of outrageous socialist any day now, but I'm not going to be there for it this time. But I do like Tim Dillon a lot. He's really funny. And Alex Jones on Joe Rogan is always a trip, and Alex Jones and Tim Dillon and Joe Rogan is good. I would like to see that outrageousness.
I don't even know who this Tim Dillon person is.
He's a fat, gay Republican comic. Was how he was doing his branding at first, even though he's not really Republican. He just likes to troll people. He's the he's the funniest. He's been popping up on every podcast nowadays. He's kind of getting more famous. I think he might have been the dude who got canceled from SNL because they casted him, and then they went and looked at his podcasts where he was being outrageous, and they were like, nah. It turns out the pussies who watch SNL don't like them when people do that. But
well, I mean, if that is that guy, like I heard bits and pieces of his stuff, and it was like, if this was funny, he might have something, but it's just not. So
yeah, the clips that NBC
that could be the issue,
or the clips that went out. Let me make sure that's actually the same guy, because I remember when the clips came out for the guy getting canceled from SNL, thinking this guy's just John. he's just saying outrageous shit without any joke context. Like it's when I heard those clips, it sounded like he couldn't tell a joke.
Yeah,
but
it didn't seem like there was any joke there. He was just saying stuff to get some kind of reaction.
Oh, it was Shane Gillis. Okay, it's not Tim Dillon. I don't know who Shane Gillis is. All right. Well, Tim Dillon can tell a fucking joke. He can really go absurd and violent and conspiracy, and he'll do some race stuff. Yeah, this last week he got review. I don't want to call it review bombed. He got an Airbnb from these two lesbians in Joshua Tree, and he decided to microwave fish in the house. And he was cooking, and he made some baked beans that exploded in a pot, but he paid a $400 cleaning fee. So he's like, I'm just going to leave all these dishes in the sink. I paid a cleaning fee. I'm not going to clean up. And then they gave him a 0 as a customer, so he went on the air and started making death threats at him.
Okay.
It's funnier when you watch it. People forget that death threats can be very funny. I feel like I'm spending too much time defending Tim Dillon. Just to say, I will still watch an Alex Jones podcast, but I don't want to watch Joe Rogan anymore.
Yeah.
Because I like to hear shit like the astronauts are taking psychedelics to make trade deals with aliens. That's fun.
whenever these things are said in a way that is not people actually believing this shit, whenever when someone's speaking with authority and saying this is real, and then you have all the ignorant people being like, you know what, I'm in. This is my new lifestyle, you know.
Yeah,
not
people...
super into that, but whenever you can fucking tell, hey, this is just a hilarious thing that some people believe. There you go.
Yeah, the kill holes really fucking ruined that shit. Because like, John Oliver and all them people and everyone... Of course, Alex Jones said things to get removed from his platforms that are like, you don't call for violence. You tried... Especially after you've been warned to stop calling for violence. So, you get deplatformed by the places who kept asking you to stop doing that thing you do. You kind of made your own bed. But that's really like... I blame the QAnon people for being ridiculous more than I blame Alex Jones for being an entertainer. Because even John Oliver and all them were running pieces about how shitty he was and how he's just a vitamin salesman and his ideas are toxic. And I believed that until I watched him. And I was like, oh, if you believe this, you're a fucking idiot. Like, this is just fun. And then the QAnon people started to become more prominent on my regular Facebook feed. And I'm like, oh, some people are so dumb, you can't fucking make these jokes without them becoming violent because they're so dumb.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. That's why I kind of see it as an opposite situation where I see, things like Trump or Alex Jones saying these things to people and knowing that it's going to cause an issue because some people are so dumb that they just believe this shit.
Yeah, like I don't stand by any Sandy Hook statements, but when Alex Jones says shit like that, the people who actually believe Alex Jones, which should be a very small number of people, they see that and they're like, yeah, crisis actors, the fucking government, and these parents need to actually be harassed. And then hordes of people actually go and harass parents of dead children because Alex Jones is a provocateur asshole. Get to platform and stuff. Like, think about what you're doing. Like, who are you actually making entertainment for? Even PewDiePie stopped making offensive content once he saw that some of his fans were enjoying it for a different reason.
Yeah. Yep.
But I'll still watch an Alex Jones podcast if they're making them. Why not? I don't want to watch his show. They're too long.
Yeah, I can't handle a lot of shit anymore.
Same.
But instead of going in that direction, since we're talking about stuff that you have listened to and or want to listen to or not, what have you listened to?
I know I did some record. Well, we'll start with my favorite record that has come out or come to my attention recently. Thank you again to the Jeff Rosenstock fan group for sharing all the articles for the best punk albums of 2020. I found a band called Teenage Halloween, and their self-titled debut is just a little 23-minute record, but it's really fucking... It just kicks ass. It's just a kick-ass modern pop-punk record. There's not a shitload of synths and weird stuff like I usually like to see in my new age punk rock, but it's just a straightforward pop-punk band. I went and watched the live performance of them. All of these kids look like I could actually beat them up with words. They look like the loserest-ass Dungeons & Dragons weeaboos ever in the planet. Shout out to the lead singer for wearing jorts. I could tell he's a Jeff Rosenstock fan. You got to get those jorts above the knee. Free the knee. If it's below the knee, you're just wearing japris, and we don't support that in this house.
But japris are great.
No, free the knee, bro. Free the knee. Sky's out, thighs out. But
I don't wear shorts of any kind.
If I was gonna play
pants, no matter what.
If I was gonna play a punk show, then I would be wearing jorts, just because I gotta shout out my people.
I actually really want to see you in jorts now, because I don't think I've ever seen you in shorts.
There's one photo of me on the internet in shorts. It's on John's Instagram, Jeff in Pants, because I started wearing basketball shorts last summer just because it was too hot. It was too hot.
So maybe I did see you, but I don't remember it.
It's rare.
I don't know what your legs look like.
I used to refuse to wear shorts no matter how hot it was.
Yeah.
Kind of like the opposite of Ethan Klein. He wears shorts in the snow.
Yeah, I know people that do that. I will really only wear shorts inside my house or if I'm going to the gym. That's kind of it.
I started skanking it up a little bit. I get my legs out there. I have like a wad of dead tissue on the side of my right leg from a fire accident. I was at a campfire at my uncle's house while we were waiting out Katrina, and just this piece of firewood like fucking exploded, and like a shard of red hot wood just jabbed into my leg and stuck there, and I couldn't get it out because it was too hot.
Damn.
Yeah. So there's just like one little ugly bump, but I think about it and I pick at it. Nobody's ever noticed it, but it's there.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's like the size of a Mardi Gras bead. It's pretty ugly. So that's one of the things that I listen to. I highly recommend the 23 album Teenage Halloween, self-titled. I thought it would be a Jeff Rosenstock reference. Teenage Halloween being a prominent lyric in Twinkle, the opening song for I Look Like Shit. But no, these are just some kids making some loud, pro-gay, anti-police punk rock, which I didn't listen to the lyrics until 2 or 3 times in, but I like how these kids write. I like how they get their anger in there, and it's just good. It's good pop punk with no frills. No, just good shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and go watch the live performance because I like to roast those kids when I see them. They look so funny.
You maniac.
They're so fun. They're so funny. They would not be able to take the abuse, and they look like they're about. They look like they're definitely not drinking age yet. So they're probably part of a generation that does not like to be roasted. I probably could literally beat them up with words, and I would love to do it because I'm a big fan, and that's how I show love.
I mean, I think technically most generations don't like to be roasted.
No, our generation was cynical and mean.
Yeah, they like to dish it out, but they don't like to get it.
I don't mind so much. Well,
I mean, I'm not like, at this point in my life, being an adult at this point, it's like, yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. But, you know, with random ass people that you don't know just coming in and being like, you know what?
Yeah, pretty girls calling you fat is kind of like a tough thing to deal with. And that's at
That's
any
true.
age. Any age. A hot girl comes to my house right now and is like, hey, man, you're sloppy. And it's a no. You weren't asking, but it's a no. Nobody even brought up that we were going to date, but the fact that I took time to call you ugly means it's a no. It's just like, shit. I wasn't looking for a yes, but damn.
That's true. That's fair. Because if it's a situation where you're like, even if it's like, hey, I want to be friends with this person, and then they're suddenly just like tearing you a new asshole, it's like, well, fuck.
Look, I'm a pretty girl, and you can't dress yourself, all right?
I got half done. It's half done. I'm just taking a break.
I'm a pretty girl, and your shoes are ugly. So small.
Well, I didn't make them.
I'm a pretty girl, and you're wearing a phone on your hip in 2020.
All right, someone's getting roasted for that shit.
I'd roasted my cousin at Christmas for that, and he had no idea why. He just like, the rest of the room was laughing because I was just like, you really got that phone on your hip? And I was like, let's see who can get to their phone the fastest. And I pull mine out of my pocket. Everyone else thought it was hilarious, and he's just like, what are you talking about?
Yep, people that are not self-aware.
It's worse to be clueless. He kind of had a reason. He's a truck driver, and he's done a lot of security in the past, so having the duty belt and that type of thing. And
yeah, I was thinking a security guard is kind of the only place that's okay, I think.
Yeah, when I was doing security and I had a duty belt, I had my work phone on my hip.
Yeah.
But that was it. I also had 4 sets of keys and a flashlight, so whatever.
All right.
So that's one of the things I listened to.
Hell yeah.
What have you participated in?
Lot of music.
I forgot
Whole
to
lot of
write
music.
down all the stuff I listened to, but we'll get to some of the stuff I have.
All right. For one, I went back and just kind of did most of the Offspring.
That's a good thing to do.
Yeah, Americana and Splinter are S-tier albums, for sure.
S tier?
Everything else is still S-tier.
Okay. But you
the
said
best
F.
of the best.
I was
No.
like, whoa.
The 2 best albums are the worst.
Because I thought this was one of your favorite bands.
Yeah, I love them. And then everything else is still A tier, so.
Okay.
But Splinter and Americana are definitely my favorites. So yeah.
I went back. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you first.
Nope. I don't want to.
I'm transitioning if we go to me.
Good. I didn't have anything else to say. I was trying to come up with something as you decided to change it.
I joined a group because you know how I like to join Facebook groups. I joined one called This Is 2005 and it's 2005 and this is cool as shit. And people have been posting all sorts of records in there for me to go back and check out, but I don't really remember the order of them. I did go back and listen to a bunch of Silverstein records and stuff that I had kind of missed from that pop-punk era, but most importantly, I did finally get around to listening to Trisha Paytas's pop-punk debut, Sad Boy 2005.
All right, I'm going to need to write this down real quick.
I think it's 5 tracks, and I don't remember most of the record because I forgot to listen to it before we got on the podcast. I listened to it like 3 times a few weeks ago. It's been a while since we podcasted. I'll just say that the type of auto-tune that you can just get for free if you're famous in Hollywood or have money makes everybody sound like Rebecca.
Skatune Network came out with a cool album of Undertale songs.
That sounds cool as hell.
It's really good. It's like, I've listened to a lot of Undertale covers, but this one, like, it just feels really classy because it's like, it's definitely the jazzier ska. But it's really good. I was like, really dig it. I recommend it.
That's my favorite ska, the big band focus. My least, as long as you gotta play down the reggae. I don't like the reggae part.
Yeah, I think I don't remember there being any reggae anything in there.
That's good. That's my type of ska. I like that ska.
And it was really cool because in one song, they actually like just broke into Gourmet Race from Kirby as well.
Hell yes.
And it's like, oh my god, you took 2 great songs and squished them together, and it's amazing.
Kirby's got such an underrated soundtrack. Like the Dreamland battle theme, and then Gourmet Race just can't not have them.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It's either 2nd or 3rd best Nintendo soundtrack.
Gourmet Race, definitely one of the best singles off of any video game. Singles off of any video game. I love
I agree.
Soundtracks.
Yeah, I agree.
I did go listen to One by One by the Foo Fighters per your recommendation last podcast. And you're right.
Oh, yeah?
Banger out of the gate. Banger the whole way through the album. That might be their tightest record.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Did you just say squirt?
Slurp, because I was slurping my fluids.
Oh, gotcha. Gross. What fluids?
Coffee.
Oh, okay. Well, when you say you were
slurp.
slurping your fluids, it sounds much grosser.
I've got Genshin Impact on, not that I'm not paying attention. And then I was going to make food, but I don't want food that much anymore. I lit a cigar. I'm multitasking.
Damn, son, you're doing so much.
Oh, you know
I'm just sitting here listening to you.
Yeah, the dog needs water. I forgot to do that. I'm sorry, Arthur. We'll get you some water. Get you some treats, too.
He needs electrolytes.
But thank you to our sponsor, Hydrolyte, or Liquid IV, or Athletic Greens, or any
Game Fuel.
Putting one of these in your dog's water bowl is the same as forcing them to chug 5 bottles of water. With salt.
Hell yeah, you need that salt.
Electrolytes. It makes you grow tall.
Electrolytes, it's what plants crave.
I was trying to think of the Idiocracy reference, but I couldn't, because I haven't actually watched Idiocracy.
Ever?
It's one of my greatest weaknesses. But that's one of those movies that everybody feels smart watching, so I don't want to talk to them about it. Because QAnon people super love that movie. They feel like it explains the Democrats very well.
Well, if they're believing that side where the morons are all the ones that are, that's hilarious. If people actually are rooting for not the protagonist.
Well,
They're
no,
sitting there rooting for the dude who's watching some guy get kicked in the balls while taking a shit in his recliner. Great for them.
They're rooting for the hero or whatever. You know, the whole idiocracy thing. You can really bring... it sounds like you could bring your own baggage to it, man. Hello, Arthur.
Probably. It's a very entertaining movie, at the least.
You listen to anything else?
I found a random band or music project or something like that called Chalkeaters on the internet. So that's kind of an interesting thing. I don't know exactly what they do, but they have like 5 songs. It's all kind of poppy, punky, weird. I don't know. It's hard to explain because every song is drastically different. But it's very pop culture, video game kind of focused, I guess. Like the first song that I heard from them that I really liked and thought was funny was, I think it's called Doom New Horizons, and it's about Doom guy coming to town and the fucking dog thing from Animal Crossing, like, becoming friends with him, and they go and hunt demons and shit.
Isabel?
Yes. I don't know why I couldn't remember her freaking name.
Isabel dancing to ska is one of my favorite gifs.
I've never seen it.
There was a whole Facebook page, Isabel dancing to ska, and they had all sorts of songs for her.
Huh. Yeah, but that song specifically it's interesting. It's got like a... It's really interesting. It's like a ukulele, like poppy kind of happy sound at first, and then it goes into like this weird... God, what is it called? It's whenever on a keyboard or whatever, it's a setting that you like. I don't remember what it's called.
Bossa Nova?
That's it, yes. It goes into like a weird bossa nova thing and then breaks down into like some... Yeah, exactly. And it's like really chill, and then it gets into like the choruses where they're out murking demons and stuff, and it goes pretty hard. But it's interesting, and then like it also has like really fast like pop punky parts. It's like just a crazy fucking song, I guess, explaining it like this. And then they had an interesting one about Bowsette as well, which was also like a pop punk situation. Chalkeaters.
Let me write that down.
I like the name of it. I really like their name. I'm like, damn, I wish I'd thought of that. It's so simple, so elegant. Gives you a picture.
I'm going to start writing down the albums I listen to, because I listen to a lot of records.
So did I, but I decided not to go into all of them, because I've already got enough here that I was like, these are worth mentioning.
Speaking of Isabel, there is finally a new Smash character in Smash Brothers.
Is it Sephiroth?
Yes, it is Sephiroth. It is cheating bitch-ass Sephiroth.
Okay, yeah, we talked about this last podcast, but I don't think we got super into his moveset and everything.
That is because he was merely announced, and he was not debuted yet. Now that he has been in the world for a few weeks, and I have gotten to play Smash Brothers maybe...
He's your main,
3
right?
times. God, I wish I wasn't stupid, or I would pick him up. Take a drag of cigar here before I die.
No, I don't think it's stupid. I think you just have integrity.
Well, I'm stupid, and he's not that hard of a character to master, but this is the top tier. He was top tier the day he dropped, and this was my favorite character drop that Smash Brothers has done so far, because instead of just updating the console and him appearing into your roster, what Sakurai did was they made him a boss fight with 3 tiers of difficulty, and if you win the boss fight, you got to play with him 5 days early.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
naturally, I went in there and fought him on very hard mode, just to I would not go to easy mode until I beat very hard mode, and that fight was fucking tough. It's a stamina fight. He gets twice as much health as you, and you do half damage.
Ugh.
And I lost. I would probably fought him for 30 minutes at the most, because he was hard to
So it
cheese.
probably would have taken me 4 hours, and I would have quit early.
Well, I did what Piranha Plant does best, and I ledge guarded him, so I did not get his health down to 0. I was trying to do it authentically and actually beat his ass. I got him down to 50%, and then he just knocked my ass out of there. Because one of his abilities as a character is that when he's losing the fight, he has a comeback mechanic where he grows his one wing from the video game, and he gets extra damage and extra speed, and just becomes a fucking monster. And a stamina fight where there's no extra knockback, he one-shots me off the stage if his wings are out.
Damn.
But that's in the mode where he gets extra damage. Eventually, I got sick of trying to box him, and I just tricked him off the ledge and ledge guarded him like Piranha Plant is meant to do. But that sucked. But actually playing with him, he's got a really fast nair. He's got hella reach on that sword, like you would expect, because Final Fantasy, and he's got a long ass sword in the game. It's really powerful. I think he's the only character with an easy to pull off 0 to death combo. All of his moves do crazy damage to your shield, and it's really easy to set up a shield break. And if he charges his special attack and does a forward smash at the same time, he can kill you at 0 reliably. And Mewtwo King, one of the top 5 players in the world, has been drilling him online, and I'm watching him go online and just tear ass through people. He gets shield breaks every time he goes for him, and then he's just murdering people with Sephiroth. He's got incredible. He's got the long sword, and sword characters get advantage in a clash, so you can't just run up there and clash with him. He's gonna knock your ass back. His moves will throw you off stage every time. He's got great recovery. He's got a recovery that he can change before he commits, so he's got a good mix-up option. It's just everything that he can do can spike or get you off the ledge. He's got a fucking physical counter like the Fire Emblem characters, which I think is cheating and should be banned. It's just everything is going for this character. The only thing that you can do is if you're Kirby or Jigglypuff, you can actually duck his sword. He's got a couple of characters.
What about Meta Knight?
Meta Knight could do it. Meta Knight would probably beat his ass.
Hell yeah.
Meta Knight's got that stage dash where he's spinning and acting like a fool.
Oh yeah, I love him.
If he gets in there, he can do it. The things that makes the only disadvantages that Sephiroth has is that he's a light character. So if you do land a big hit on him, he should get knocked back pretty hard. But I don't think he's that light. He's like the way to Cloud, and I've never thought of Cloud as being that light.
Yeah, they don't seem like light characters.
No, it's not like Sheik where you can punch Sheik with every character in the game.
Yeah.
He gets enough knockback that if you've done some damage, you can kill him. But he's got that great recovery, and he's got reflections, and his nair will bounce things off of him. It's bonkers. But his moves are relatively slow because his sword is 8 feet long. His sword is longer than Ganon's.
Damn.
Yeah,
Makes sense. Because the Cloud's freaking sword.
The only person with better reach than him, I think, is Min Min. And I think there's some zoners, of course, because the zoners have projectiles. But his sword's basically a strong-ass projectile.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So he's a top tier. He's a problem. I'm not good at using him, which makes me mad because it's one of those characters that, it's a straight up, this is just a good character. Here's another good sword character. Go learn how to use him and don't complain about it. So I want to pick him up as a pocket character for when I'm losing with Piranha Plant, because one of the things that I'm going to do if I get the vaccine, there's 3 things. I'm going to go to Waffle House with anybody who wants to go. I'm not paying for him. I just want to go to fucking Waffle House. I want to do some type of film or some type of gaming thing with some people, and I want us to go to Smash Brothers tournaments because that was something I was going to do just before the pandemic.
Hell yeah.
But Sephiroth is probably going to be my pocket pick going forward. I might be buying a Switch in a couple of months. Keegan's talking about trying to go halvesies on it with me, which I don't want to do that, but yeah. Sephiroth, fuck him, but also solid ass character.
That's cool. Yeah, I haven't played Smash since I think what's his nuts from Persona 5 was the last one. Joker or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been
Sad.
watching old Smash Brothers content, and I'm watching Hot Wands, Hbox, Juan did a Hot Ones parody, and he had MK Leo on to talk about Joker's debut, and I forget how pissed off people were when that character came out.
Why?
Because he's got all the speed as of Sheik, hits a lot harder, has better range options, has a counter, and then Arsene is a superpower that you get for losing, so it's winning for losing again. He's a top tier character. His combo chains are nuts, and again, if you're winning, he gets superpowers, and then you're not winning anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true.
A lot of people have started putting him in the upper mid tier, like not S tier, the one like A tier. But I still think he's S tier. I think he's one of the. It seems like he's one of the top 10 characters, but I don't fight enough Jokers to really deal with it, which is weird because I thought when I got to Smash Elite, as I've complained about on this podcast, all I did was fight Palutinas and Lucinas for 40 minutes until I lost. I didn't see any Jokers in Elite, which is weird. He must be harder to use than I think, but he's a top 2.
Yeah, from my limited experience, that's what I was gonna say. Is he's not an easy character to use. He's not something that I can just pick up and be like, oh yeah, I can do this. He's not like Kirby or Ganondorf or something like that, where it's just like, all right, there's an easy exploit here. Because I feel like the strategy with him, like if you do want to take some damage and then, you know, do the fucking power-up deal, it's kind of it's the same as Lil Mac. Lil Mac does the same thing.
MK Leo's the best player in the world, or was before the pandemic, and he was maining Joker, and that was, you know, obviously one of the best players in the world, doesn't have problems like I can't pick up this character. But yeah, his combo timings were really, really tight, but the combos, you couldn't escape him once he started getting them in there. And if he did have Arsene, it was just done. So if you were beating up MK Leo, he got superpowers and you just get dunked on. And if he didn't have superpowers, he knew those combo chains so well that he was just hard to get out of.
Yeah.
But once he went online, he retired the character during the pandemic. He said, I can't do those combo chains online. The lag is too bad. Nintendo has to fix this. And he's just been playing around with different characters.
All right.
He took Lucina online and lost to a Piranha Plant, which made me very happy.
I also like playing as Lucina because I like her speed. She just doesn't have much else.
Lucina's great. Well, I don't know. I think she's kind of boring, but she's one of those characters everybody says is top tier because she's just Marth without a tipper, so she's more reliable. So Lucina's fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not... Once again, from my limited experience, it doesn't feel like... Like, to me, it feels like her best thing is how fast she can attack. And that's kind of most of it right there. I don't think she has a spectacular recovery or anything like that either.
People can do... No, her recovery's not like Piranha Plant or nothing, but... She's really good at getting people off stage. She's got that hella smash. She's got the physical counter. It's really... Yeah. I didn't take her seriously until I started watching professional players talk about her, and then I started watching professional matches. And that's one of those characters you can see how badass Lucina can be instantly just watching a couple professional matches, and you're like, oh, okay. The simplicity is very dangerous, but also she can really get out there off stage and, you know, basically Jigglypuff you off the edge, low percent.
Aw, damn.
Cool. Yeah. I might start taking Jigglypuff more seriously because a lot of the Smash Brothers, a lot of the Smash players that I was watching, they all got canceled. So I've been watching Hungrybox, who is the world's greatest Jigglypuff player, and I've neglected how good her back air is, And playing online as Jigglypuff, I've just been landing more and more rests, and I think I need to start drilling rest combos because I'm getting pretty sick.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I remember you doing the rest shit all the time whenever we used to play.
It was hard. It's harder online because it's a very small window to hit a rest, but I've been getting them online a lot more.
Hell yeah.
Getting them in combos. If I could get the drill to rest combo, that'd be awesome. Sephiroth's new stage is also going to be a tournament favorite. Two platforms, small platforms to the side, and then battlefield style. It's a really good stage. That's all I have to say about Smash Brothers.
Nice.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
Love Smash Brothers.
So do I. I'm just not good at it. Over on Node / Sam and Nico / Corridor Digital, that situation, they do a Smash tournament every year. And some of them are freaking pretty good. So
I'll fight those turkeys.
yeah. I mean, I recommend just going and checking out the content if you're into watching Smash stuff. They do some pretty fun stuff over there.
Yeah, now that I only go to John's like maybe twice a week, I've been watching a lot more Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Just want to see it. If I can't play it, I want to see it.
I get it. So I finished my my Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke.
Oh shit.
Yep. I am victorious. I am gonna do a bonus where I just go kick Mewtwo's ass though. Because I'm not gonna catch him. Because what's the point? There's no point. My Pokemon are all gone now. Like after that, like who cares?
How many Pokemon do you have left?
Oh no, I mean I'm good. I'm just saying like there's no point in catching him at this point because I already beat the game and I'm not continuing any further than that past that. So I'm just gonna go beat him up. I guess I can try to catch him to see if it's more difficult, but I'm pretty sure I'd just go beat him up.
What bug are you gonna bring?
No bugs. I'm just probably because there's not there aren't any good bugs in Gen 1. Like I think Beedrill is probably the best one and it's garbage. So but yeah, so my final team that I went and beat ass with throughout the Elite Four was Zapdos, Kadabra, Hitmonlee, Lapras, Blastoise, and Snorlax. And the one that gave me the most trouble was actually Lorelei, the fucking ice person, the very first one. Which was basically got all my people down to half health. And then beyond that, I just whooped ass. Because I taught Blastoise Ice Beam to take out the dragons and stuff. And I taught Snorlax Earthquake. And they just kind of, beat everything.
So you have a Kadabra, but not an Alakazam?
Nah, because that's a trade evolution. You can only get it if you trade.
That's whack.
Yep, it's sad. It's the same thing with, like,
Machamp?
when I had, Machamp, Golem. I think that's it.
It's so worthless. I hate that.
Yeah.
Because the ones
So
in
do
Pokemon
I.
Go that you have to trade, it's either trade or get 200 candies in Pokemon Go, and I'm just like, just get rid of it.
Right? I'm just like, ugh. 200 candies to get a Gigalith, and these fucking Roggenrolas are like nowhere.
Oh, I've got
Nonsense.
crazy Roggenrolas.
I mean, finally they started popping up more, but like, I've been sitting around like 50 candies forever until just recently.
I got hella lucky. A while ago, I got one in an egg, and then I got one in the next 6 eggs.
Jesus. Yeah, that is lucky. I only get garbage from eggs.
Yeah, me too. I mean, for all the Tauruses I've hatched, I feel like getting a bunch of Roggenrolas was overdue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so annoyed by the fucking research event things where it's like, here's a Lapras over and over again, and now it's here's a Chansey over and over again. It's like, Useless garbage I don't need. At least drop some kind of pseudo legendaries. That makes sense. Put in a Gibble. Put in stuff along those lines that are hard to hatch out of like 10k eggs and stuff. It's really pointless to even do the research events anymore.
I've got 195 Roggenrola candies.
Damn, son, you could totally have a Gigalith. You got 5 rare candies sitting around?
I have 7, and
well, there you go.
I'll send you my Boldor and my 2 Roggenrolas because I wish we were in proximity to trade because I've got some stout boys here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one half-ass Boldor sitting here. He's pretty bad. But he was the first one that I evolved, and I'm like, fuck it, it's 200 candies. I just want it for the Pokedex then, I guess.
I'll probably still have these sluts when the vaccines come out, and we'll come and give you a proper Roggenrola, because I just got crazy lucky with those hatches.
Nice.
They're almost all 4 stars.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I only have 2 4-star Pokemon, and I just barely got my second one.
I'm glad
and
that
it's
we
a
can sort these
Hypno.
now. We
Yeah?
can sort them now so we can flex.
That's true.
Come on, stupid game.
My Mew is very, very good. My Mew will
Fuck
whoop
you.
ass on basically anybody. That's like my strongest mon, I think. It's not a 4-star or anything. It's a 3-star, but like it's definitely... I went and battled with it just to see what the fuck the deal was, and it just fucking kicked ass. I was like,
Boom.
damn.
4 stars. 5 of them sluts.
Damn, son.
No. I haven't even brought my Mew into battle because I was so disappointed in how shitty it was.
Damn, you got a 4-star Mantine?
I
That's
did.
hilarious. I have a 4-star Mantike that I hatched and won't evolve because I like it as a baby better.
I don't know if I caught or hatched that. I don't remember.
Crazy.
My Mew's a 2-star, and as you see, the stats are important to me. So I was very upset that I finally got a Mew, and it wasn't awesome.
Yeah, I get that. I would be very, very sad.
Mantine says I caught it on May 9th in Del City, so that was a catch.
Hell yeah.
Wiggity whack, bro. Yeah, this new research, the Unova Collection Challenge sucks. I haven't seen a Pharaoh Seed or that stupid donkey.
Donkey?
That lightning horse, the Blitzel, or whatever.
Oh, gotcha. And I'm having problems with the Pharaoh Seed as well, which I saw and decided I wanted to drop something in a gym instead. And I was like, there will be another one, but there's just not. And this fucking dog, like the Lillipup's evolution, Herdier. Haven't seen that fucking guy.
I caught and evolved one, and I don't know which one I got credit for.
I evolved one and it didn't work, so.
I need a Blitzel and a Pharaoh Seed. I have not seen either of those. I see 800
I saw one
Snivels.
Blitzel that I caught, luckily.
Damn. What were we actually talking about? Oh, your Nuzlocke.
Oh yeah, I won. I'm a G. I did lose quite a few Pokemon. I don't know if I have a list on hand so much.
You should do an in memoriam.
I will. It'll be in my video that comes out at some point.
You could do, well, I don't know, that's cheesy. Well, people like cheesy. Yeah, you could do the, you can either do a classic in memoriam, or you can do the Hunger Games, like fireworks with the image in the sky.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You didn't see
I mean,
the
you said
Hunger
Hunger Games, but I haven't seen Hunger
You know,
Games.
Oh, shit. You could skip
Not once.
it. Damn, really?
Yep. I was like super bored of that kind of shit whenever Harry Potter and Twilight happened. I was like, all right, I don't need any more of these young adult teen book movies.
Were we the greatest YA generation? We had so many.
We definitely had way too many.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, so the Hunger Games, all the kids battle to the death. Every night and that the Hunger Games goes on, they fire a cannon and then they show the pictures of the kids who died at the top of the battlefield.
Weird.
Yeah, because the battlefield is just like a giant, like it's basically a holodeck. Uh,
Oh.
there's a huge sci-fi twist to the movies that they don't talk about. It's basically a sci-fi, but yeah.
I had no idea.
The first one's well made. I don't see a reason to have 3 of these because the character, again, we've talked about how bad YA protagonists are.
Isn't there 4 of them?
I think one of them was a 2-parter because that became a thing in the end.
Yeah. Thanks, Harry Potter.
Assholes.
That one is kind of necessary, though. That's a big-ass book with a lot of shit in it. But yeah, YA protagonists are just garbage. They're such garbage. Like, I actually just did all the Harry Potter books again over the last couple months, and man, Harry sucks.
Yeah, even my sister's coming around to that theory. Because I like to start fights at Christmas, and
Okay, you're that guy.
Yeah, somebody brought up movies like that, and I doing my thing, and I was like, Harry Potter's just for people who were fat lesbians in high school. And I know my sister loves Harry Potter.
But I was a fat lesbian in high school.
Actually,
That's why I love Harry Potter.
I don't think that's how that started. I think we were talking about modern teenagers that I find ridiculous, and I might have been making fun of identity politics, and I said that kid looks like that kid identifies as a Hufflepuff, and I won't fucking talk to him. And my sister got triggered, and I was like, the only people Harry Potter's for fat lesbians in high school with no friends. It's like, this kid looks like he's on Pottermore every day, and my sister still logs into Pottermore with her kids and takes those stupid tests.
Oh.
It divided her family for one of her kids to be a Ravenclaw and the rest of them to be Hufflepuffs. So going after the Hufflepuffs.
Well, that just means that one of them's smart and the other ones are just loyal, I guess.
Yeah, I took this stupid test. I'm a fucking Hufflepuff right there with John Green.
Hell yeah. It could be worse. You could be a fucking Gryffindor. Ew.
I keep trying to ask you, have you attempted the missing no? I keep getting distracted.
Oh, no, I haven't. I will do that, though. I'll do the Mewtwo thing, and then I will do the missing no. Let me write that down. Because that'll be a good end.
What's your next Pokemon adventure?
Crystal.
That's my favorite.
But it's gonna be a minute. Because I've been... I need to edit the videos for Yellow and do all that shit. And, I'm also playing Genshin Impact. I've put like 6 hours into it so far, which is not a lot.
I was going to bring up Genshin Impact. How are you enjoying this experience?
I am enjoying it visually and from a storytelling perspective, but the control situation is fucking trash.
Why?
Trash.
Because you haven't gotten a controller yet? You still have a gamepad?
No, I got a new controller and everything, and it works for other stuff, but it does not work for Genshin Impact. And I went and looked up a bunch of stuff, and like a whole bunch of controller support just does not work for it, as well as just all kinds of nonsense where a lot of people have to unplug their keyboard for it to register that their controller is a controller, because it's saying that the keyboard is also a controller.
I don't know how to deal with this. I play on PlayStation.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just like, I don't have a modern system to fucking do anything with. My most modern system is a Wii U, which doesn't have it. So that really sucks. Like with Amber and everything, like trying to shoot arrows, it's the slowest fucking process in the world because the aiming doesn't fucking work properly.
Just go go up your sensitivity.
No, it doesn't work. I have to sit there and like move the joystick over and over again to get it to like inch to the point where it'll work. And having to use a fucking D-pad to run around sucks.
What's your camera sensitivity at?
I don't know.
Mine's
That
like
all works. That works fine. Like whenever I'm, just using the camera to look around and stuff. But it's literally just for shooting arrows. It doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, I'm looking at my controls, and there's a separate camera sensitivity for aim shot mode. They've got camera sensitivity and camera sensitivity for aim shot.
Okay, I will look at that because
Mine's at
that's
3, but
crazy.
my shit's working, so that's, I mean, if your shit's straight not working, then it might not help you at all. Mine's working. I'm actually going to turn up my camera sensitivity for aim shot, because it is slow. It is slow. Like, I've had to adapt to that. Like, I basically don't use aim shot unless I'm doing like the shoot the barrels challenges or trying to light a torch or something.
Yeah, I haven't made it very far. Like just this morning, I just finished the first whatever the fuck it was because I was like, I'm gonna just run around and look at stuff and find the places where they're like, don't go this way yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how funny the dialogue can be sometimes. Like your choices for dialogue.
Yeah,
so sassy.
It's actually like pretty good.
I
Like
mean,
the writing is decent.
One of my biggest regrets is that the Fischl thing came out. There's a character called Fischl, and the meteorite event was kind of focused on her, and I skipped a lot of the dialogue. And she's actually a really funny character too, and I feel bad for skipping that dialogue.
Yeah, I haven't done any like event stuff or anything yet. Just been playing the base situation. And that's the other thing about the controller setup that was super infuriating initially is like having the B button or the circle button be to confirm something instead of back out of something is insane.
Yes. Well,
I had to like remap everything to make it closer to Breath of the Wild.
Going back and forth from Genshin Impact to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it's like they're both open world render games, but in Assassin's Creed it's triangle to pick shit up. In Genshin Impact it's square to pick shit up on the PlayStation. It's R1 to dash, and then in Assassin's Creed it's hold down the stick to dash, and I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's too fucking confusing. But that's crazy that that's such a whack flaw that the controller issue for a game support would be. What kind of controller did you buy?
I bought, it's a PlayStation USB controller thing, and it works for every other game that I've attempted with it perfectly fine. It's literally just this one.
I really hope that you can do this in like just this, not from drivers or unplugging, replugging, but just from you go to your menu, you go to left settings, and then just controls. I hope you can fix it with just sensitivity, because that's nuts.
Yeah, that would be very useful, because anytime I have to use her, it's like, this is awful. I have to like be super far away and just snipe people as fast as possible before they run up to me.
Is that the only main problem?
Well, using a D-pad to move around in that way really sucks.
That shouldn't be something that you have to do. You should be able to get both analog sticks.
Well, my shit's backwards and weird. This controller is just a sack of shit. So it just registers shit backwards.
My stupid... I can't even go through the menus with the D-pads. It won't let me do it. D-pad's just for switching party members on my controller.
Yeah, that's what my left joystick is for.
Okay. Hopefully you can switch those.
I would love if that was possible, but it doesn't seem to be possible.
Have you done?
But at this
wishes?
point, I am enjoying it. So, other than the nonsense.
Have you participated in the gacha mechanic? Made any wishes?
No, I mean I've seen like the little exclamation point come up, and I've went and looked, and I'm like, I don't care, because at this point I don't know enough about the world to know if I'm supposed to be interested in picking up like different characters and stuff like that.
That's true.
I think I just need to get further in the game first.
My adventure rank is 49, so I'm doing all of that stuff. I'm doing battle pass dailies every day. I'm doing quest dailies every day.
Nice.
I've plumb run the fuck out of quests. This last patch was so exciting and so above and beyond what the other ones were, and it made the game so interesting again. They just added, I'm sure you've seen Dragon Spine, the ice area.
I don't have a full map yet, so.
Oh, okay. Well, that was cool to see a new area open up, because it seemed like that was most of my first weeks playing the game too, was just going around looking for waypoints, walking through all the areas, running into shit I couldn't kill. Really feeling like a Breath in the Wild type experience. Mondstadt's not that big once you get through it. Leeway is huge, and it took forever to find all the stuff in Leeway. That was super fun. And now there's the new area, Dragon Spine, which is just a big icy ass mountain. Which, when it dropped, then I was like, that's a really small part of the map. But they really, really layered out vertical shit, and there's stuff under the mountain too. And climbing to the top of the mountain was a bitch. And you do have to pay attention to your cold, so there is a time management thing, and there's plenty of little nooks and crannies to explore. It's got a great vertical map design, really well made, very exciting, very
cool.
difficult fights. The game escalates in difficulty so fast. It's like it's all kid gloves until your adventure rank starts rising, really quick, because your adventure rank decides how difficult the world is going to be. Like, I'm adventure rank 49, but my world level is 6. So every boss that I fight is going to be like level 85 or 90.
Jesus.
Yeah, and all of my characters, like, I can't get above level 80 for any of my characters yet until my adventure rank is 50, and then my world level's going to go up to 7. So it's going to be even harder. But I do have a handful of characters at 80, which was a bitch to get.
Yeah, I'm like nowhere. Like I said, I just finished like the first quest or whatever. Like, my adventure rank is 8. Like,
well, I was missing work to play this game when I was doing my whole psychotic episode. Just wasting time on this was part of that.
well, sometimes it's worth doing. I set aside 4 hours a week to play video games and stuff. So, I decided to finish my Pokemon Nuzlocke. Basically do 2 hours of that and 2 hours of Genshin Impact every weekend. So, it's going to take forever.
Structured leisure is important. You should take play as seriously and as regimented as you do work.
Yeah.
But I don't. I've just fallen off. I'm feeling better than I was the last time we had the phone call, which
Well, that's good.
I am actually making this call from my apartment. Not to get off the entertainment wagon, but I went to court and they refused to hear what I had to say. They said my name. I stood up and they said, go across the hall and fill out CCP application. And I said, I don't know what the fuck that is. It turns out that the CARES Prevention Act was active in this area, and people getting evicted, they just told you, fill out this application, and in the essay question say, COVID-19 impacted me this way, and then put that there, and then we'll approve to pay your rent. Oh. So that's why that lady was being such an asshole. She was trying to get me to court to get that free government money. So the payment hasn't posted yet, but I didn't get to defend myself in any capacity. The CARES Act is paying my rent, and then they told me to go to the fairground to get some bills caught up. They're supposed to have paid OG&E, but OG&E keeps sending me emails that they haven't gotten any payment. So I'm wondering if I got hoisted. But no, they gave me some socialism money to catch up on bills, and they're supposed to be paying my utilities in that month of rent. So I got another pass. I'm still in this apartment for at least another month, And if I can get myself to clock into work regularly and stop being psychotic, I guess I can stay here. But I think at the end of the lease cycle, I'm still going to move out.
Yeah.
Unless I'm just doing great. If I'm just doing great by that point, I'll stay. But
well, here's hoping that you're doing great regardless of if you stay or not.
No, I'm hoarding again. I need to get this place cleaned up because it all piles up on me so fast.
Yeah.
It's craziness. But yeah.
My shit piles up throughout the week, but then every Sunday I clean up.
I don't have any accountability or responsibility.
I mean, neither do I. It's just myself.
Yeah, I need to do a lot of things better and different. But yeah, I'm endgame content on Genshin Impact, and I need them to get more content out because I've completed the adventure book and all that shit. I don't have any... except for grinding achievements, which I don't want to do that bad. I've done all the things, and I'm very pleased with the game. Last update was super cool.
Dope. I look forward to reaching it someday.
I feel like I did something else with video games recently. Well, I don't remember it, so I guess it's not important.
Okay.
You do any other gaming contents?
Just those two things, but I am also recording my Genshin Impact playthrough, so that's a thing. The first two times was real trashy though, because like I couldn't figure out the best way to record it on OBS. It's a real shit show over there, real stuttery awfulness, even though the gameplay is perfectly fine. Went and fucked with settings and everything for a long time, found a good middle grounds, and then along came the stimulus check, so I bought a new capture card, and that works much better.
What'd you get?
An HD 60S Elgato.
Elgatos are cool.
Yeah, my other one, I couldn't get it to work. I think I think that was user error though, so I think I actually have two capture cards now that are usable. But anyways, yeah, it's a big difference because instead of, having 2 hours be about 2 gigabytes, 2 hours was about 9 gigabytes. So it's much higher quality image and everything. The other thing is I can't get the fucking Elgato software for the audio to work properly. It won't come through headphones. It's either no audio or it has to come out of speakers. It comes out of my fucking TV, so I can't record voiceover properly. So I just had to get OBS and set OBS to just audio, so it records the audio for me.
And then you can listen to the OBS playback.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I was gonna recommend. You figured it out. You do more OBS than I do.
Yeah, it's pretty nonsense that had to happen though. Like, I don't know why it is just like headphones are plugged in. It says the headphones are in, but it will play out of the TV.
Wow.
Doesn't make any sense.
I have not been stimulated yet. Just like last time, I'm still on the paper check enrollment, so it hasn't showed up.
Yeah, I know a lot of people
John
have a
was
similar
one of the
issue.
people. John uses TurboTax.
So it went to TurboTax?
It went to a bank account that's not John's,
Oh.
or at least that's the suspected thing. Or his.
I use
payment got
TurboTax
altered.
as well, and I don't have that issue.
It's been a news story that I finally saw the article today. John found out about it before I did because it actually affects him. But yeah. The IRS went through and sent a bunch of checks to bank accounts that TurboTax had on file for people that they don't have anymore. So some people got their checks sent to the wrong place, and then some of them I think got held while the issue was being resolved. So John was told that his check would be coming on on tax season. It'll come as a credit. So which is worse than just getting cash, he says, because it reduces your income on your taxes. So I wanted to send him an article, but I saw the article at like 8 o'clock this morning, and I know John's having a hard time. He had a death in the family, so we were smoking cigars at like 6 this morning. I wanted to send that article that apparently TurboTax and the IRS have straightened that out, so he'll probably be getting his check in a week or so.
Nice.
Mine might be in the mailbox right now, but I don't want to put on a jacket and go check.
Yeah, I know other people who have had the TurboTax problem where it was sent to something else. And plenty of people that just don't have it because they don't just use a bank account with the tax whatever.
For some reason, every time I try to use the IRS website to update that shit, they can't confirm my identity.
Yeah, it's a real annoying bullshit problem.
Someone took my
identity
a long time ago and is not doing anything with it because that's why my voter registration got rejected.
It's fucking nonsense.
Yeah, I'm like, you know how hard it is for me to do basic things? I'm such a fucking procrastinator. When I finally go up to the DMV to register to vote, I need you to just let me be a voter because apparently people want to do that out here. I don't know. Is voting important? Yeah. I'm not convinced. Unless we can flip the state, which I don't think this is one of those flippable states.
Nope, definitely not. Looking at the numbers, absolutely not.
If Tulsa was more like Oklahoma City, maybe we had enough metropolitan areas, but Tulsa's fucking racist. I'll say it. I'll say it outright. I don't give a shit. It's not just in Coweta and in the little suburbs. Tulsa's not as cool as Oklahoma City. Like, it's a nicer city, but no. Tulsa remembers what they did. They remember what the Watchmen made an episode about. They remember that. Tulsa knows who they are. Deep on the inside, fuck Tulsa. And
sure.
There's fucking $40 on the turnpike to get there. Stupid fucking Tulsa.
$40 on the turnpike? What are you talking about?
It's not $40. It does cost you at least like $16 to get to and from Tulsa in tolls. It's $4
I don't
on
remember
$4
it costing
off.
that much. I don't remember it costing that much, but it's been a minute since I went out that way.
When I go to Coweta, I take an exit that because I'll go to Coweta once in a while to visit my sister. There's a toll. There's one of the like drop the coins in there on your way out toll booths, and I always blow past that. They've never sent me a ticket.
Well, now you're online talking about it.
Fuck it, bill me, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Oh my god, I went to go renew my tag.
Yeah.
And I was going to renew my tag because it's 2 years out of date, and I got a ticket.
Jesus Christ.
Well, they never sent me my papers to do the thing, and I don't check that shit. I thought maybe it was a year out of date optimistically. I really thought I had this taken care of until the cops stopped me. But he was very nice. He was like, hey, legally I'm supposed to impound you, but I'm just going to give you 3 months to take care of this, which was the most generous thing I think I've... Other than the time that Chris tried to drive to Hayday at 95 miles an hour and the cop let him go with a warning, I don't think a cop has been more generous about an egregious breaking of the law. Once in a while they'll do that. They'll be like, hey, I gotta fuck up your life if I do anything. So just stop living the way you're living. But yeah, I went up there and found out that either I never submitted all of my title paperwork or the DMV clerk never finished my title paperwork because my car still belonged to the dealership that I bought it from. Title was not.
This is stuff that I see at work a lot. Many people sending in stuff to be like, yo, this wasn't done correctly. Like, my name is either misspelled or it never went through as being my car. Yep.
Well, there's a couple of things in favor of it being my fault. I went through my box of essential documents and I could not find my car title. And I had not renewed my license plate apparently since I've owned the vehicle. So I may not have ever done it.
How long have you owned the vehicle?
2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Time has flown by. I guess I didn't see you much in 2020 though.
Yeah, 2020 did blink away for as painful and spiraling as it was, and there's psychologists are saying that you don't form memories during traumatic times, and that's why people black so much stuff out. So maybe this year is one of those things where people just aren't gonna hold on to a lot. We're gonna hold on to things like Q-tards storming the Capitol, but
Yep.
fucking Q-hole ass bitches. Fucking sick of these people.
I don't want to talk about that yet. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it last.
Okay, but I got my card title, and I don't remember where that conversation started from. I got my card title, and courts and stuff. Games?
Yep, we finished games, I think.
We finished games? We finished
Yep.
games, we finished music. Updates on my delinquency with the law. I'm not moved
Stuff
on
we
from
watched.
yet. What you watched?
Letterkenny.
Did you make it all the way to the end of season 9?
I sure did, and I fucking hated it.
I was afraid of that.
I'm so annoyed that they keep ending seasons with stuff where it's like, this is like just blue balls forever. And I was so pissed off at the way the last one did because I was like, yes, they're going to kick Dirk's ass. And then we didn't even get to see it happen. I was like, okay, it'll be in the first episode of season 9. And then it wasn't there at all. Dicks.
That was painful because I've waited so long for season. Well, when I wrapped up season 8 and got into the Facebook group, and everyone was like, "Can't wait to see Dirks get his ass kicked," and I was like, "Well, we didn't see him kick Tyson's ass in season 2, so I feel like
Yeah, but that didn't matter that much.
that's what I was hoping was just like everybody, like people wanted to see that fight. It wasn't as important. People really wanted to see Dirks get his ass kicked. That looked like it could be fun, and then no, you're right. They fucking blue balled us. We got this. Katie was doing a rap. I guess that was cute, but I don't really like that too much, so it wasn't for me. A lot of people in the Letterkenny group were super divided about it. Some people thought it was cool to hear her do a basic ass mumble rap, but I didn't. I wanted to see Dirks get his ass kicked.
Me too. And then like, I was happy that Rosie's back because I liked her more than the other chick. And then how this last one ended where fucking other chick shows up, it's like, no. And then they cut away again, and it's like, no!
Yeah, season 10 better open up with Wayne punching Mary Fred. Because if he does anything to cross Rosie, that's the end of the series. Wayne can't do that. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He can't be the one fooling around just to make drama.
Yeah.
The other issues I had with the series was like, or the season was one. The first episode was just kind of slow. They spent too much time at that after party. I did like them making fun of the balloon animal guy. That was a pretty solid scene. Classic Letterkenny chirping. I was happy to see that. The fight scene was corny, but it's a Letterkenny fight scene. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
The jokes that they called back to, it didn't feel time to call back to those jokes. Because they were just like resting on the funniest stuff from season 7 and 8. It wasn't even like a really good callback.
Yeah. There was a few things that were kind of... Yeah. I still liked the season and everything, and I still think it's still pretty, like... I think all the seasons are pretty even, to be honest. Like,
I was hoping.
I haven't tried to go back and watch all of them, but... I'd say, like, for the most part, they're pretty even, except for these, like, blue balls things, which were super frustrating.
I was hoping you got to the end of season 9, because you got to watch them all in a row, so it's not like... I've seen seasons 1 through 8. I've probably spent as many hours watching season 1 through 8 as I spent playing Genshin Impact. Like, I binged I loved the first 8 seasons. Couldn't wait for season 9. And then I was one of those, kind of like a Star Wars fan, and then they put out the prequel, and I was just like, I really like these, and I'll integrate these, but I was excited to hear if it was smoother, if you were still in the process of watching them all. It sounds like it is better. I didn't like the cinematography this season that much.
I didn't really notice anything.
They upped
like
the contrast.
too different.
The highlights are harsher. I'll have to watch it again and do a breakdown. But what I liked about season 4 through 8 was that they started doing more color saturation.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I guess just, having only seen every episode once at this point, it's like just watching the show evolve. So it just didn't feel super different. Not to mention I was watching it on different. I was either watching it on my TV, my laptop, or my phone, depending on where I was watching it. So that different contrasts and stuff like that were just kind of a normal part of the whole experience for me.
That's fair. I'm gonna go. I think the more I watch it, the more it'll integrate as a classic. I did watch season 9 twice.
Damn, son.
Well, yeah. I mean, at first I was like, I'm gonna take this slow and watch 2 episodes at a time. This is a 7-episode season instead of 6. I was really hoping they'd give me a holiday episode, but they didn't. Yeah.
I was really hoping they would give us a nice ending. Not like a permanent ending, but an ending that was an ending.
I'd have to watch it even again, but I think the sleepover episode was probably my favorite.
Me too. That's what I was thinking. I think that was probably one of the more top tier episodes of the entire show, really.
And I wasn't expecting much because I'd already been kind of let down by a couple episodes, and then they're just like, "Hey, are you awake? Let's do 15 minutes of whispering. You want to talk about girls?" I was like, "That's fun."
The editing and the writing of this thing was just like so good, like how it crossed over across all the different groups and everything. Like all the conversations just blended really well together. Like that was just an excellent like exhibition of editing and writing and all that shit.
I felt something bad was coming in the series, and I was really scared Derry was gonna say he had a crush on Katie.
That's what I thought at first too. Oh my god.
I was super scared. I was just like, don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it. And then everybody's after Bonnie McMurray again. And I was like, yes.
Which, is fair. I would also like Bonnie McMurray in my life. But, I actually like the idea of Derry and her together too. So, let's just hope that happens.
Well, if Wayne's going to be single again, then there's no chance.
Wayne is not going to be single again. Wayne is going to be with Rosie. Even though her personality changed a lot whenever she came back.
She doesn't have much personality.
I mean, I feel like she has slightly more of a personality now. Because she is a lot more vocal about things.
Yeah. Jim Dickens and Gail.
Oh, yeah! That's right. Dickskin and Gail. What a weird thing that is.
Finally, Gail gets some. She's been so thirsty for so long.
And she's still thirsty. He's not giving it to her enough yet.
Yeah, and she went after the hockey players, which she sent Bonnie McDowell switcheroo. Hockey players were still down. I love that.
Yeah.
I like to see Gail getting around.
Yeah?
I love Gail.
I know you do. If you love her so much, why don't you marry her?
I think she would eat me up, bro. She might be too much for me.
She's definitely too much for me.
Not in the same position as everyone else if I'm stuck in that shit town. Bonnie McMurray.
Well, not everybody.
What do you think about them having the sit-down talk with those kids?
That was funny. I felt like something... I felt like something bigger was going to happen. But, like... It was such a weird thing the whole way through, because I'm like, where are they going with this? Like...
Nowhere.
Something big has to happen, or it's literally just going to be a whatever situation. And that's kind of what it was, where it was just like... Go basically do the same shit that you were doing, but... Don't grab ass, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the big hook was that a girl grabbed Bonnie's ass, and that was like, okay, all that for this then, as Wayne would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that they did the more. I do like formal Wayne, just like when they were talking about the Meta Knights, and he was like, "May I approach the bench?" You got to do that shit again.
Yeah.
We got.
I liked this where he like takes the chair and turns it around and sits on it.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Physical comedy. I like when Kiso gets to do physical comedy. That was great.
Hell yeah.
Now we got some pops and some chips for you, and later, there's gonna be hot dogs. Okay? I'm gonna enjoy a hot dog.
And then the shit with Shorzy as well. I'm not a big fan of Shorzy, like, at all, because most of the time it's just he's taking a shit while they're talking about him or talking to him,
I know you
that kind of stuff.
jokes.
But I felt like I liked his stuff in this season and probably last season as well, where you actually see him fucking play hockey and shit.
Beating up Frankie JJ.
Yep. And then, like, with the talking about the Pokemon Go or whatever. Pokemans Go. That was funny.
I love Shorzy highlights are my favorite.
I like the hockey players, like, the main four, and then I like Shorzy when he's not taking a shit. So.
Yeah, I was surprised how much I fell in love with the hockey players eventually when the seasons were picking up. And I was like, this could just be a hockey show. I don't want it to be, but they're great.
Yeah. Especially whenever they brought in Ronzi and Daxi.
Yeah, those are still my favorite characters. Or it's Gale. I'm not sure. They really succeeded in having a lot of characters you can pick as your favorite.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know who's my favorite character. I have a lot of, like, least favorite. I think Rold is probably my favorite character.
I told you, Roll will grow on you. Skids will grow on you.
Nah, I still don't like what's his nuts, the main dude or the random extras that are there. But I like Rold.
Yeah. He's great. He's a great friend. He's always got Stewart's back.
Yep.
He's always being funny.
Stewart. Yeah.
What a fun show. There was a stunning lack of the McMurrays in season 9.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because McMurray was one of my favorite parts of Crack and Ag.
Yeah. I agree. We need more of that guy. We need more of that whole family. The two of them. And then his sister.
Yeah, especially Mrs. McMurray. I had 127 hours both my arms to fuck his wife.
Wow, you belong in the show.
I'd love
Dude,
to if I get famous.
Yeah, I just realized that she's the fucking chick from Ready or Not.
Ready or Not was the surprise Blumhouse film, right?
Yeah.
Movie of the year that year. She's in that?
Yeah. Yeah, she was the fucking, like, sister or whatever that was snorting the coke and shit. And kept shooting the maids and stuff accidentally.
That's crazy that I would miss her in a series. I love her so much.
Yeah, like, I didn't realize that was her. I knew I'd seen her and stuff. Like, I thought I'd seen her in, like, Supernatural or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck else has she been in? And I finally just looked it up, and it's I was like, oh, shit. Okay, that makes sense.
I liked her enough that I went and tried to watch Winona Earp. I got 3 episodes in. Did you watch it?
No, I heard that it was going to exist and was immediately out.
I didn't get far enough in it to judge on it because, shows have a rocky start. It's kind of a high concept for a concept that you wouldn't want to put any time into.
Isn't it like a TNT show or some shit?
It is one of those shit network shows. One of those networks that sometimes has the rare cute hit, like, Psych was a big surprise for USA, and I don't think USA has much else. Monk. Monk is really good. I feel like if I stuck with Winona Earp, it might become one of those things where, like, she's fun to watch. I like that actress. She's playing, a drunk gunslinger. That's fun. And then there's demons and shit. And once they actually get into the demons and shit, how is this not Supernatural, basically, with a fun character?
And that was my thought.
Why do Supernatural again, but worse?
Yeah.
But, I missed most of Supernatural. I fell off at season 3. I should probably go back and watch to the end of season 5.
Yeah, I would recommend that far.
You recommending it that far is what I remember.
Yep. I fell off not on this last season, but the season before, because they started doing a lot of stuff where I was like, all right, there have been seasons beyond season 5 that had some good shit in it, and then there have been ones where it's like, you can just skip that whole fucking season. It just gets to the point where they're doing stuff at this point where it's like, oh wow, literally everybody that's ever died on this show that stayed dead for any amount of time is now alive again. Why is their mom alive? Why is Bobby alive? Just like all this shit where it's like, you just took like all the stakes out of this show that basically had no stakes in the first place. This is rough.
Audrey was rewatching it, and I've seen some later seasons that I wasn't impressed with, but then I was watching the old ones, and I was like, this is television. Like, I can tell they've only shot the first season of this on like 4 locations and then the same 3 streets, and
yeah,
it's hard to watch TV that's for a single camera show, even single camera shows that are just like, this sucks. Like,
we've been spoiled by fucking amazing TV shows over the last, I don't know, 8 years or so.
Well, I would go as far as to say Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. was uninventive with all of their sets. It was boring to watch.
Well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sucked. They didn't put any money into it. It was an ABC show.
Yeah, and even in the later seasons, articles started coming out about the gray hallways, and I was like, I told you, that it's boring. And then The Flash, too. The Flash also... I wound up at the beginning of the pandemic watching a lot of The Flash because I hope my bosses aren't listening. Audrey would watch it between calls, and she'd just pause it when I got a call because call volume was so low we could watch an episode of The Flash between calls, basically.
Oh.
And I watched a lot of Flash. And I did wind up liking a lot of the characters, which would be enough if I was just casually watching TV, or if it was just the thing to watch, I would probably stick with The Flash, but it had a lot of shit, corny TV writing, and
oh yeah,
I could smell the production value. So you'd have to be a fan, but it was charming enough that I see why people who are fans stick with it. But I'm not into it.
Yeah, the first couple seasons of The Flash I thought were like really good. Like, not like, it's not like high quality TV. It's CW. It's cheap shit. But it kept my interest, and then it just started going downhill and downhill because it's another show where it's like, guess what? Nobody dies, there's no stakes, no characters learn anything. Barry cries about everything multiple times a season, the same shit every time. So, I had to jump off of that. In season 5, I guess, was the point where I was like, alright, I'm done.
Did you get as far as his alternate timeline daughter?
Like, maybe halfway through the season. Tops. That was the one where I jumped off.
I got to the end of that season. Yeah, that's a good place to jump off.
Yep. I just got so annoyed with that. All those shows just went to shit in the end. It's such a bummer.
Wow.
But nah. I'm referring to TV like Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones and like, the stuff that's really high quality that has a lot of money and time put into it.
Yeah. That's
We're
what
spoiled by
makes
that.
shows suck, is because now we have those. Yeah, it's like, even Breaking Bad wasn't super expensive, but I guess they found a lot of places in Albuquerque to shoot.
Yep, and they did it in like the best ways possible, and they put a lot of time and effort into it.
Yeah, props to that cinematographer for making that show have like a loud voice.
Hell yeah.
Even though it was mostly just green, but yeah. Lots of tracking shots, taking the time to make tracking shots, taking time to show the environment. Good establishment shots. They're not just B-rolls of the city with some pop music.
Hell yeah.
Just doing stuff, doing craft, making film, not polishing turds. Doing some filmmaking. Yeah. There's not a lot of that because TV shows are mostly run by writers and not directors, which I'm all in favor of. Writers still king to me. They should be in every step of the process, but there is something different about having a real... Filmmaking is a very difficult craft, and when people are ignoring the director and the cinematographer and the editor, the people who actually... The job roles that define the genre as what it is, the people who make the vision and the language visual, when you start ignoring those people, you might as well just do a multicam show. And if
Yeah.
Whitney Cummings is listening to this and I hear you shit on a director one more time, I'm going to come to your podcast and slap you in the face. Because every time that Whitney Cummings has this story about her being an empowered female where she takes over directing, she's always doing something ignorant. She's always missing some fundamental component of filmmaking craft and technology she doesn't get. I don't know if you want to go into that, but I'd love to talk. I'd love to talk to you, Whitney, about how you were wrong for stopping a slow motion shot while there was music in the background, because you don't understand. You don't know, bitch. At me. Do it. Do it. Take time to come to my 7-view podcast, and 2 of them are me. Come down here. Yes. Let me tell you why you can speed up slow-mo footage, because you should just fucking know that, and you should ask questions when you don't know the answer. You shouldn't just take over and make weird assumptions. Stupid asshole.
Sure. I don't know enough about this person to say anything. I only ever... she was on H3 at some point, I believe, and that was all I've ever known of her.
She's part of my Mandela universe. And I watched some of her stand-up specials. She had that Whitney show that I swear to God came out when I was 11, but it turned out to come out in like 2010. So, I don't know. It's also
Never heard of it.
She had her own Whitney show with Chris D'Elia in it. And it was my first exposure to how not funny and creepy Chris D'Elia is. And I, from that moment, hated Chris D'Elia until his last H3 appearance. And I started liking him, and then he got canceled. But now it turns out that whatever show I was watching couldn't have existed yet, or I'm in the alternate universe.
Oh, yeah, I've never heard of that show. It must have been a cable show.
Maybe it didn't exist.
Maybe you dreamed it.
It was on ABC or NBC.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch either of those channels. I stuck to, in those times, 2010, I was mostly on DVDs at that point, I guess. And then, like, Fox, CW, and UPN. Good old UPN.
I still think about your and Glenn's DVD collection. It was so immaculate.
Yeah, it was excellent. I miss it.
So Letterkenny's a 10 out of 10, but Season 9, 7 out of 10.
I mean, I'm not going to be that harsh on it. Because, once again, it did have one of my favorite episodes out of all of them.
I just wanted to look cool. I love it.
I'm going to say that Letterkenny as a whole is a 9 out of 10. And I will say that Season 9 is also a 9 out of 10, like all the other seasons.
Now that I'm done looking cool, you know what? Trisha Paytas' record, I'll give it a 4.
I'm pretty sure that's what you gave it before.
Gave it a 3. It's not meritless. It's just not good.
Okay. Well, that's out of 5 or 10 or 100 or 300. What are we talking?
I'd do out of 10.
Okay. So it's not that big of a difference.
No, not really.
If you were going from a 3 to a 4 out of 5, I would say I don't believe you.
I prefer ratings out of 5 because I do not like the premise of everything is a 5 and then I go up or down. I don't feel like that's, like, it's kind of a good way to review things, but also, I don't know. I don't like when people come out with 5s on something. That's why I like Siskel and Ebert's thumbs up or thumbs down. Make a judgment. Do something. Say something.
Sure. I just feel like, in reality, shit is more nuanced than a yes or a no. However, if you're trying to make content of it, I've come to the conclusion that really you need a nice, succinct, this is garbage or this is amazing.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
1 out of 10 makes more sense for how people actually watch television, because people do hang in there and then they go up or down on it. I always prefer the who is this for pitch, but that's also not good review content.
No.
I like it as a tag, but I do think that, I mean, it's hard to get I like 1 through 5, but I don't know. Yeah, 1 through 10 makes more sense for how people think about things.
I mean, either way, it's basically the same thing, because if I'm going to go 1 through 5, it's really difficult to not put, like a 3.5 or some shit, and then that's just a 7. Like,
Well, I feel like it encourages people to get away from the IGN 7, and it should encourage people to get more 5s because the scale is so small. Like, that's the other thing that I don't like about the 1 through 10 is the whole nothing is ever a 10. Like, that's just, then your scale is 1 through 9, and a 9 is a 10. If you don't
But
get
then
those
nothing's a 9.
Well, then it's 1 through 8, and then you keep proceeding.
And then it's just a 0.
Either there's 10s, and the 10 doesn't have to be perfect on all accounts. You just have to love it enough. Or
Yeah.
your 9's meaningless.
Well, I mean, I don't think that everybody does it that way. I personally do it that way because I do feel like a 10. It just over time it has kind of shifted, because a 10 at one point was like it needs to be perfectly made and all this shit, but that's not a thing that exists. So for that reason, it won't get a 10. But for experience wise and or how much you like it, like. That was my thing with, like, Infinity War and Endgame. They're not perfect movies, but because of the enjoyment factor of those two, that's a 10. You know?
By the end of Infinity War, I was a little rough. I was like, I don't really care. I also watched it in a really shitty setting. Like, I watched it, Audrey and them just kind of put it on, and then there was, like, a fight in the garage while I was trying to watch it. And then I was just kind of alone in there while it was ending, and I was like, this was a pretty good movie. And then I got to watch Endgame by myself with a drink and a cigar, and I was just like, this is great. I love Endgame.
Hell yeah.
I want to watch Infinity War like that again.
Yeah, I think it's worth it.
I told Mom she gave me the wrong password for Disney Plus, and she didn't give me a new password, so I don't know.
She's like, yeah, he figured it out. I was just pretending to be nice.
Maybe she doesn't actually have Disney Plus and she's been lying to me. The other thing is that Mom's been trying to get me to spend way more time out there because, one, she loves the dog and she wants to see Arthur all the time. She wants to see Arthur as much as she wants to see me. She wants to give the dog scraps and play with it and pet it. She's really... Because she's wanted a dog for a long time, but they're not home that much. This week I was supposed to be house sitting for them. And they were like, the cat can be alone for 4 days, and then you need to come out, clean the litter box, and feed him. And I was like, I'll just go up there while y'all are gone, get away from this apartment. And then I was just like, I didn't want to get up super early to go run out there. I gotta go take a gift back to Kohl's because someone got me a shoe and it was too small, and I didn't want to leave.
One single shoe?
They got me one shoe. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, like, they texted me one day, Fireball has an appointment with the vet at 8:30 in the morning. And I was like, how did you book an appointment for a cat when you're in New York right now? And then she's like, oh, we haven't left. And I was like, you haven't left in 2 or 3 days and you were just expecting me to come out there?
It's a trap!
Yeah, she was sending me stuff, too. She's like, let us know when you get there and we'll just let you in so you don't have to put in the security code. The keys on this tire of the truck, and you could do this, that. There was clear plans and options for me getting into the house, getting a key, arming and disarming the alarm, getting the code safely without sending it over text messages so the government doesn't get it. And then she's just like, oh yeah, we haven't left. I was like, okay.
Wow.
Well, I love you, but I'm not coming out.
Yep.
I'm not house sitting with y'all in it. That doesn't make any sense.
Madness.
Yeah, she bought groceries for me too. She's just like, I bought a chuck roast and some potatoes in there, and some cookies in the bag. You know what to do. There's some pantry stuff. I was like, were you expecting me to come out there and act like you weren't in the house?
That would have been hilarious. You just go out there and just ignore them the whole time, pretend they're not there. Make them think they're ghosts.
I'd walk around in my underwear and cook chuck roast and fucking ignore them. Assholes. Love you, Mom.
That's funny.
You watch anything else?
Yep. I started The Mandalorian Season 2. I'm 4 episodes in, and 3 out of 4 of them were good. One of them was really boring.
They just
So
dropped season 3, right?
no, they just dropped season 2.
So you're not to the end yet?
Nope. I've been doing it slowly. I'm gonna finish it this next week.
Have you been able to avoid the spoiler?
Which what? Don't say. I know about Luke. I know about Boba Fett, and I know about Ahsoka. Everything else is I don't know.
Those are the only 3 I know about. Luke was the big spoiler.
Yep, that was spoiled in people putting it in thumbnails on YouTube because they're assholes.
Yeah. And
So
on
fucking
articles,
annoying.
too. They just gotta be like, not only they have to be like, here's the spoiler, but then they gotta write articles about some Reddit users went and so the Luke that appears is one of their classic like Star Wars CG remake actors, youngifying people, and then people on Reddit were just like, this looks like ass, and then they just deep faked it. They just took a bunch of Mark Hamilton footage and redid the scene with a deep fake, and it looks so much better.
Yep, I've seen a lot of those. Like, even over on Corridor Digital as well, they do a lot of deep fake stuff that actually has fooled quite a few people. So that's interesting.
Deep fake will fool anybody.
I mean, if it's good, like, I've seen so many deep fakes where people are like, isn't that crazy? I'm like, dude, you can literally see the line around their face. Like, what are you talking about? This is trash. Their hair is blending into their face. What do you mean?
Now, that's one thing that I couldn't convince my dad of, because he's like, now that there's deep fake, there's definitely no truth in the world. And I was just like, well, you'll always be able to find the lines. Like, you can't make new pixels that blend in with old pixels. That's like putting 2 pieces of paper together that were torn from different pieces of paper. The
Yeah,
images
and
are never
CGI
gonna
has
perfect.
been a thing for like 20 plus years. Like, it's not 40 plus years at this point. Wow, that's crazy. It's been around for a long time, and it hasn't been an issue yet.
Yeah,
Like-
CGI models will never escape the uncanny valley, and you can always find the pixel tears in a deep fake.
Exactly. Did you watch anything else?
Yes, I have watched, finally I went and watched Disenchantment, or Disenchanted, I can't remember which one it is. The Matt Groening, the guy who created Futurama, he went and made a medieval series.
Yeah.
I get why some people fell off early, because if you remember watching the early Futurama episodes, they did feel kind of choppy and slow, and slowly edited, and that's true for basically all of Futurama. It's kind of slowly edited. But that's because Matt Groening...
Futurama is perfect?
10 out of 10, of course. One of my favorites.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely. 5 out of 5. 2 thumbs
1 out of
up.
1.
Exactly. 0 out of 0. Stuff happens in the background of Matt Groening's stuff, and that's true of the medieval thing too. It's very dark and funny, and you can stop and read all the signs and really soak in the world. It's on Netflix, and once I started tearing through it, my mom started watching it because I use her Netflix on her account, so sometimes she'll see what I'm doing.
Huh?
Yeah, it's great, especially once it picks up and they like, there's actually stuff happening in the show, like they follow a through line. It's not Futurama, here's this day and this day. There's some through lines, there's a constant story that's fun. The fantasy elements are great. I know the guy who plays the devil, or not the devil, the demon, Eric Andre. He does a great job being a funny, sadistic character. I love all of it, especially now that the 3 seasons are out, or 2 seasons are out, and then on the 15th, the next season drops, so I got in at just the right time.
Hell yeah.
Highly recommend it. Fun medieval fun. Dark, sadistic humor. They play with classism in a funny way, because it's like, it came out in a time where people are sick of rich, elite white people, and then the story is kind of about a princess. So they don't shy away from that. They make a lot of very funny... They take classism, and since it's in a medieval context where classism is so severe, they do a lot of poor and rich people jokes that are very, very funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
You are
definitely.
literally the only person I've ever heard say that it's good.
I think Eddie likes it.
Well, I've never heard him talk about it, but the people that I have heard talk about it say that it is not good, like at all. So that's interesting to me. I'll have to check it out.
My mom likes it.
Yeah, but your mom likes other stuff too.
Definitely give
You,
it.
for example.
Oh yeah, I'm trash.
Just kidding.
Definitely give it its 3 episodes. They're short seasons. It doesn't take that long to get through it, but it's once they really pick up and get their foot in it, it gets the dialogue and the editing gets tighter, and then there's still all the great Matt Groening background happenings. It's great. I love it.
Cool. I will
ahead.
have to wait till I get Netflix again, but yeah.
The hard. I think what probably the other thing that kicks most people out is Elfo, because like the 3 characters that come together as your kind of your 3 heats. The demon that keeps prompting the princess to throw away inhibition and do bad stuff that's funny, and then Elfo, who escapes his elf kingdom and then is kind of out of place in the whole story. They don't fit well together in the first couple of episodes. It's just like trying to get all of these characters in one place into the same story does seem like they were landing a really big boat. But once those are your characters and they're fun together, then you settle in, and then the other 2 seasons are fun. They're just having fun. Once they get over the pilot phase, it's great. You know who everyone is and where everyone stands, and it's fun.
Hell yeah.
So fuck those people. Fuck,
All right.
You don't like Disenchanted or Disenchantment? Can't remember which one it is. That's how much
Disenchanted.
I love the show. Yeah, fuck you. 4 out of 5.
Is that an 8 out of 10 or?
Nah, it's probably like a 7 out of 10.
Ooh. Okay.
IGN 7? No, I would never give an IGN 7. 7's good.
I give so many IGN 7s because everything is just okay. I also watched the new Pixar movie Soul on Disney Plus, where
Which
it
was
is free.
racist.
No, what? No,
It's
it wasn't.
racist. That's all I've
How's
heard about
it-
it is how racist it is.
How?
Because the black person has to turn into an animal and listen to a white lady who might actually be Chinese.
What?
Oh, Black Twitter is aflame on this. Why can't black people be black people through the entire movie? Why do they gotta turn into something else? They finally give us a black princess in Princess and the Frog, and she has to be a frog? Just let her be black until the end. This is a legit complaint that people are bringing up. I think it's ridiculous, but also, I don't live the black experience, and maybe they're missing something. But yeah, apparently it's racist.
Huh.
So how did you enjoy your racist Disney movie?
I'm looking for anybody actually talking about it being racist. It was very hard to find, and it's just a couple YouTubers, it looks like, who are whining about it.
What you want to do is go to Google and then go to news, because if somebody has complained about it on Twitter, then there was 1,000 articles. Because blogs are easier to write than it is to make a video about something. Blogging
Nope.
is the lowest form of content.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in here.
Crazy. Because Todd got ripped down for saying it was the best movie of the year.
Huh. Well, in a year where basically nothing has come out, it could be the best movie of the year. I'd have to think about it. It was good. Like, it made me think a lot, and it had some really great imagery, like really beautiful shots and everything. Great animation. Good music. It's cool to see characters play an instrument, and it doesn't look like animated characters playing an instrument. Classically is just bullshit. They're just like not in the right places with the fingers and everything, but here we are seeing a dude play piano, and if you were to imitate what he was doing there, you would play that he was playing. Cool stuff like that. It's really cool from like an artist perspective, and a lot of like, getting lost in your art and everything like that. So that's pretty dope. It did have some stuff, like it felt kind of incomplete at the end, because there was a lot of stuff like how it wrapped up where I'm like, I would have liked a summation and like kind of a wrap up for every character, and we didn't really get that. Like it felt like there was a couple like dangling threads at the end of it. But overall, I thought it was a very solid movie. And it was a very good looking movie, and the people who think it's racist are looking into it far too much. Like, that's crazy to me.
What did you learn from the film, Zach?
I learned that obsession is a problem that I probably have.
Oh, so this is just Whiplash again? Fuck.
No. Whiplash is
all,
very different.
Drumline was a better Whiplash than Whiplash. Come at me.
I definitely will. Drumline is a fucking trash heap, and Whiplash is a masterpiece, so there you go.
Drumline is a 3 out of 5. Watch your mouth.
Drumline is a 1 out of 5 until it turned out that Nick Cannon was anti-Semitic, and now it's a 0.5 out of 5.
It turns out maybe, but also not, depending on how you look at it, because black people are the original Semites.
All right, well,
I
don't know anything about all that. I don't know anything about any of that, so I'm not even going to pretend.
His rant was crazy, but also, it's kind of like Black QAnon.
It's just like QAnon. It's conspiracies again about like all the fucking like how the Jews run the world and shit. Like, come on now. But yeah, I thought.
Savages.
Yeah, I thought that Soul was very good, and it wasn't an obsession thing like in the way that it was like this dude is a music teacher who has had a dream of like playing music like with, you know, in concerts and shit. He's like a jazz pianist and all this, and he finally gets that shot, and it turns out like, well, now what? What is it? You know, it's just kind of a thing where you kind of reach a dead end at that point, and you're like, all right, so what is important to me at this point that I've fought for this whole thing forever, and now that I've got it, what now, you know?
Family?
Surprisingly, no, because he doesn't actually have a family. Like, I guess his mom is in it, but he just kind of lives a sad life. I mean, the wrap-up thing would have been nice to see, like, what exactly they were trying to say here, but I guess it's just, you know, it's stopping to smell the roses every so often, I guess, is important.
I have allergies. That's ableist.
Fucking ableist movie. It's not racist, but it is ableist. Yeah. It's about, like, trying to find... Because the whole thing is, like, he ends up dying... Like, this is in the trailers and everything. It's not a spoiler. He ends up dying out of nowhere. Like, he falls down a manhole and dies. And he goes to this place, and they're like, oh, yeah, you're going to heaven or whatever. And he's like, no, I don't want to. I'm not going to be dead yet, blah, blah, blah. And runs to basically the place that souls are before they're born and all that shit. And, like, seeing how their personalities are made or whatever early on. And what they're going to be, like, into, I guess. And one of those souls just kind of sucks at everything and isn't interested in doing anything. And that's kind of the whole trying to get her. It's a her voice. It's an it. You know, trying to figure out what it wants. You know, that kind of situation. By diagnosing this guy's or dissecting this guy's life. So it's interesting, and the art style is super crazy when they're in, like, the soul world or whatever. Like, the things that are, like, watching over them are, like, just, like, made of a single line. Like, the animation is freaking crazy and super dope. Like, it's something that you wouldn't expect to see out of, like, a big animation company. It's something you would expect to see from, like, indie animation, like shit that's just really crazy and weird that most people would look at and be like, that's too weird. So I recommend Soul a lot.
That's Pixar, right?
Yep.
They've nailed human expression on everything from cars to coffee cups, so it's good to hear they're doing something avant-garde with animation.
Oh yeah, very avant-garde. Like, it is just crazy to see how these things move in like a 3D way whenever they're literally just made out of a 2D line, and like how they stretch and everything. It's just crazy.
Maybe
I was
if
like,
Mom gives me her
damn.
password, I'll check it.
Yeah, come on, Jeff's mom.
Give me your password.
That's funny.
So you don't have HBO Max, so you also didn't get to see Wonder Woman.
I did get HBO Max, but I didn't get to see Wonder Woman because I tried to watch it and it said that it was having issues playing it for like all day. So I didn't get to watch it. I'm going to try and watch it again either tonight or tomorrow, but we'll see if that happens. I did watch Birds of Prey, though, finally.
Oh. Well, I was about to say I wanted to see that, but that's actually how this podcast started. We both wanted to see it.
Yep, we sure did, and I finally got to, I guess.
How was that?
Better than I expected. A much smaller story.
Good.
So it kept it, nice and focused. There were some things where it's like, all right, this didn't need to be here. Like there's a point where Harley Quinn is fighting. She's basically in this police station or whatever, and people end up getting let out of jail, and she ends up fighting all of them for literally no reason. It was like a producer was like, and we need some action in this area. And it's like very obvious that it's like, this is a waste of time. But there was a couple moments like that were kind of annoying, where it was just dropping in action for action's sake. But overall, I thought it was a pretty decent movie, and Ewan McGregor as Black Mask was just great. I loved him. He was like my favorite.
I didn't know he was in it.
Oh yeah, he's the bad guy. And he's like a really over-the-top bad guy who like wears shirts with like he's like Hawaiian shirts, but the patterns on them look like his face.
I like that.
Like, it's just hilarious how over-the-top and in love with himself he is. He's just a really fun villain to watch. So it's another one that I think is decent, and it has a really good style. Like, it's fun. It's actually fun to watch, unlike like Suicide Squad, I guess, the very gray bullshit, absolute nothing there situation. And basically every final fight in the DC movies recently.
Were they some type of Suicide Squad?
Not in this movie.
Well, what did Birds of Prey teach you?
It taught me that they need to learn how to market their movies better, because this was like the movie that made the least amount of money of any DC movie, and it also came out in February right before a pandemic, so that also has a part to do with it. So that kind of sucks. Also, it taught me that I need to get some tight gold pants, because they would look super sweet.
I'm super into that. When this thing's over and we're like, if we get on stage, you do cut tight gold pants and I'll do some gold bedazzled jorts.
Hell yeah. That sounds like a plan.
I did watch 2 movies since YouTube is putting out all sorts of on their YouTube movies, all sorts of classic movies for free.
With ads or no?
No ads. Well, I have YouTube.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I didn't see no ads. I did Robin Hood, Men in Tights, and Martin Lawrence's The Black Knight.
Oh yeah.
So some classics, because I was feeling medieval at the time for some reason, probably Disenchantment. And I will say, Men in Tights, still very funny, but also editing has changed even since then. That shit was slow, and there was so many times where they stopped to like, it's fine when they stopped to look at the camera, but then it felt like they were stopping for laughs inside of the film. And
yeah.
It slowed it down a lot. Like, that movie could easily be 15
What year did
minutes
that come out? 80s,
90
wasn't it?
something.
90 something?
Yeah, let's see if I can pull it up. 93.
Okay.
And it's an hour and 44 minutes. So they could have cut that down.
Yeah. I mean, even throughout the '90s, for a good chunk of it, there didn't have the Christmas editing.
One thing that always surprises me when I go back and watch this movie is how hot Maid Marian is.
I don't remember. I haven't seen it in probably 20 years.
It always catches me off guard. And last time I watched it, I realized that Jon Stewart's not in the movie. It's Richard Lewis, and I remembered it this time. And I don't know. I liked when I thought that was Jon Stewart a lot more. It kind of disappoints me that it isn't. And the acting, it feels cornier than it used to. So it didn't age as well as I remember, but I still love the movie, still recommend it, still watch it again.
Alright.
Martin Lawrence in The Black Knight was just bad. I remember thinking it was at least fun when I was a little kid just to see Martin Lawrence because I liked seeing him and stuff. But, yeah. It's just not good. It's just not good.
Damn, really?
Yeah, what was he in with William H. Macy? I want to see that. Maybe that's on here. Security something. Martin.
National Security?
National Security. Let me see if I'll watch that tonight if YouTube has it.
I'm surprised that I remember that at all. I don't think I ever actually saw that one. I watched Black Knight a lot.
Black Knight's free on YouTube. Men in Tights is free on YouTube. I was going to call it Security State, but that's not what it's called. National Security. It is on YouTube Movies. I don't know if it's free or not. Why is it for buy or rent? It came out in 2003. You want to charge me $4 to see National Security?
Of course.
Dude, fuck you, YouTube. It's probably because it's the best Martin Lawrence movie. Or I can watch it in 116 clips on this playlist. I love YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh, here's another one. An hour and 50. Oh, that's John Q, but it's playing it through someone's laptop. Camera pointed at it.
Gross.
Oh, somebody has uploaded all 139 minutes of National Security on a YouTube channel called 3 Black Geeks. Okay, that was not what I expected. That's just the soundtrack. I didn't know there was an hour and a half of soundtrack.
Do you think he's actually black?
Not Steve Zane, who I called William H. Macy like a moron. Yep, so that's all I remember watching. Letterkenny, Disenchantment. Oh, I watched Scholes Save America. It's a 4-part. Andrew Scholes does most of his comedy is just crowd work. If you go and look up his YouTube clips on his YouTube channel, he just like an hour and a half roasting the audience. He doesn't seem like he's ever written a joke his whole life. But he also does a news program that's middle of the road comedy, very aggressive, kind of cancel culture-y. And then he did a 4-part series for Netflix that were all 15 minutes apiece and kind of felt like they should have been on YouTube. But the only reason I don't recommend it is because I just don't recommend people dealing with current events anymore, even in a comedic way. And political comedy is the lowest tier of humor. Even though this has a lot of funny jokes and it's so tight, it's a joke a second about everything, and they go after everyone, and it's well done, and Andrew Schultz is funny. I like his execution. The cinematography was boring. This just looked like it could have been on YouTube. But yeah,
okay.
If you're looking for that stuff, it's only 45 minutes of content. You'd be fine with it. But there is current events in it, so it's funnier than John Oliver. We'll give him that.
I like John Oliver.
Me too.
Well, then maybe I should check out this guy. But then again, I don't have Netflix right now, and I don't plan on having Netflix for a while, so
it's not worth getting Netflix.
It'll be weird to watch something that's based on current events that far away, probably. Especially after the world has ended.
When's Netflix season? Is there anything that you're actually looking forward to on Netflix?
Not particularly. It's kind of just going to be as soon as there isn't something to watch on either Disney Plus or that other thing I have, HBO Max.
So it's Disenchantment and then reruns?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's other stuff on there because I haven't finished Punisher yet, which I wanted to do, and I also wanted to finish Daredevil. Um, and then I'm sure there's gonna be something else on there by the time I get it. I'm just not rushing for anything because they don't have anything coming out that I give a shit about anymore. So,
That's fair. I did not watch anything else.
well, you watched a lot more than you normally do,
That's true.
or than you more normally mention at least. So that's
I ran
cool.
out of podcasts. They can't put
Oh.
them out fast enough anymore.
Yeah.
I don't really
I've
want to
just-
do new ones too bad.
Yeah, I've just kind of ignored podcasts over the last couple weeks. I was just like not in the mood for them. So I listened to a shit ton of music and them Harry Potter books. And I just started another book, which I started The Queen's Gambit because I heard that everybody was loving that show that I thought was a movie initially. And I'm like, hey, the book is free on Audible. I'll just grab that. And you know, pretty fucking good book so far. So there's that.
Everybody loves the Queen's Gambit. John was trying to sell me on it, and I was just like, I get it. It's about the chess, but it's not about the chess. But apparently they did very high attention to detail on single camera cinematography, and that always suckers John in. He could watch a show about a turd if it's shot like Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I've seen some screenshots. It's very well shot, it seems. But I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know it was even a show. I thought it was a movie that I might someday watch, but it's a show, so I'm not gonna. So I'll listen to the book instead.
The writer-director was on script notes, and he sold it well, but I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out, maybe I won't.
I had no idea what it was about. I knew it was about chess, and that was it. And then it starts off like the book starts off like really dark and like uncomfortable.
Sounds hot.
It's not.
Damn.
You get dead parents and then like child nastiness. So that's not fun.
You read any other books?
Nope.
Whack.
I do have a lot on standby. I'm about to... Once I finish The Queen's Gambit, I think I'm going to do The Stand by Stephen King because
Thought you
it's
already
connected
did The
to
Stand.
the... No, I put it off because of the whole... It's about the pandemic. It's about a pandemic, and we're in a pandemic and everything. And but it's connected to the Dark Tower series, which I'm trying to continue with all the extra stuff, all the extra books that have bits to do in it, which The Stand is 48 hours long. So,
There was something else I was watching or dealing with that slowly slipped in a pandemic, and I was kind of like, God, stop it.
yeah.
It used to be a common thing in storytelling, and now that we're in one, it's just like, man, can't get out of this.
It's true. That's why I've avoided that. And then there's a couple other series that I'm working on, but I don't want to mention them until I finish them, so...
Probably gonna go see what other free movies are on YouTube, because for some reason they don't just have that in a free category.
Oh, there you go.
How about that? What else you got? Ooh, here's one for you. They've got I, Frankenstein for free.
Oh, cool. The movie that I hated more than any movie ever in existence?
Yeah, maybe it's time for me to have an opinion on it. I'm gonna love it.
I
Johnny
mean...
Knoxville's Bubble Boy.
What?
No, Johnny Knoxville wasn't in that.
Nah, that's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, that should excite me, but I didn't think the movie looked good.
What, Bubble Boy?
Yeah, I watched the.
Have you never seen it?
I saw the John Travolta Bubble Boy.
I'd recommend Bubble Boy. It's a funny movie. Last time I saw it, at least.
I'll click on it. I'll watch that later.
It's got a lot going on. It's a fun movie.
Zookeeper's on here.
Ew.
Ugh, Dances with Wolves is on here. Can you believe that movie's only 3 hours?
No.
So fucking miserable.
It makes me think of fucking Lonesome Dove, which was like 9 hours or some shit.
Stupid.
I just remember that when I was in 4th grade, my friend had a lot of movies, and it was a VHS time period. And he had so many of those movies that were overly long that were on multiple fucking tapes. And it was like Lonesome Dove had like 3 or 4 tapes, and then Dances with Wolves had 2, and they were just there, and it was like, ugh.
Deer Hunters 2 tapes.
Nonsense. Titanic is 2 tapes. Only one of them's really worth watching. I think the one that's worth watching has the titties and the boat sinking.
Oh, well then they definitely only need 1 tape.
Yeah. The falling in love bit is dumb. Leave that out.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Just show me your titties and sink this boat.
Yep. So I guess that's it.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to Bubble Boy. Probably going to go back to some 2005 music, because 2005 never dies.
I agree. 2005 was a good time for music. That's whenever I was really getting into music, man. I was like, American Idiot came out right the year before it. You know, fucking MCR blew up around that point.
Hell yeah.
Got some good stuff.
The next Genshin Impact character comes out on the 12th.
I literally just got Lisa as a character, so
Lisa's
my
one of the
4th
free
character.
characters.
I know.
Yeah. Your
That's
4
what I'm
free
saying.
Characters are Kaya, the Ice Swordy, Lisa,
Yeah.
the Thirst Strap Traveler. I picked.
Yeah, I like her hat a lot, and then she starts talking, and I'm like, "You're making me uncomfortable, Lisa. Why you do this to me?"
I flirted with her. she's one of the only female characters in the game that's not infantilized. So yeah, fine.
I just never expected. The first time she spoke to me, I'm like, "This bitch is a librarian. Like, what the hell is going on?" And then whenever I went to the fucking temple or whatever to go, you know, fucking tutorial bullshit, and she started talking, I totally forgot, and I was like, "Oh God, this." Yeah.
There's
Madness.
a potion maker in Leeway that comes onto you so hard. And she's making all these different innuendos. It's like it's borderline vulgar, but it's also pretty funny stuff.
Oh yeah, did you pick the boy character or the girl character?
Girl character always,
Yeah, me too. All right, cool.
which makes it feel safe to have sexually aggressive behavior, because it's just lesbians. That's harmless.
I am gonna just disagree with that statement.
Lesbians are harmless? You saying that lesbians are violent, Zach? Is that your official
Nope.
opinion?
Yes. No.
Are you saying that
I'm
lesbians
saying
are
that as a
IGN 7
blatant
of people?
statement. Do what?
You saying they're the IGN 7 of people?
Saying you are.
Oh, fuck you. I'm just overrated.
Is that what that means?
No, the IGN 7 thing is they gave everything a 7 because they were basically paid to review everything, and they can't give anything a bad rating. So when a game's not really good, they give it a 7, because if they shit on the game, people will stop sending them copies to review it ahead of time, so they won't be the first
Gotcha.
publisher to review. Yeah, so an IGN 7 means nothing.
Okay, so then I disagree with what I said earlier about giving IGN 7s. I just give 7s because there's a lot of movies that are pretty, it's okay. And that feels like a 7 to me, so.
That's kind of an IGN 7. If you tell me something's a 7, I'm expecting to go in and like it. It may not be perfect, but I'm going to like it. But IGN keeps giving 7s, and people keep coming back and being like, this was not worth spending $60 on.
Oh yeah, apparently Cyberpunk is complete trash.
Not if you have a really dope computer.
I guess. I've only seen footage of just shit breaking completely, and just the awful, like, the models look like shit, everything just looks bad. I was surprised. I'm like, dude, this looks like pre GTA 5, really. Like, this is crazy.
I watched Lex Friedman play it, and he had the graphics up quite a bit, and it looked beautiful.
Okay.
the people like the tech YouTubers, the like not video game reviewers, the people who really build good computer systems who have been playing it, it's beautiful. It hasn't crashed on them. It is buggy as fuck, but they haven't had violent video game crashes, and they've all gotten to the end of the game, and the story has been very enjoyable for them. But unless you have
that's cool.
a high-end computer, the game is not playable.
Yeah, and that's kind of the issue is that most people aren't going to have a god tier computer that can do all that shit. Not everybody has $3,000 or more to put into a computer.
I'm making a guess here, and it depends on the video card market, but I think you could play this game on a $1,500 computer. If you
that
built
would be
it
shocking
yourself
to me.
and you got a good deal on the graphics card.
Okay. All right, so there's a lot of asterisks attached to that.
Yes, if you are not going to build it and you're going to go buy the $1,500 gaming rig on Amazon or Newegg, no.
If you somehow happen to find a computer that could play this, then you're good.
Yeah, you got everything handled.
Yeah. Which, you know, I've been learning pretty quickly that I need to upgrade my shit by a lot.
Yeah, your computer's hella old.
Oh yeah, because I stopped using Adobe. I have learned Davinci.
Davinci, yes. I was gonna ask. I was dying. I was like, did you go to Blender or did you go to Davinci?
But Davinci is like murdering my computer. Like fucking
really
hard. Like I'm not doing any of the like color correction or anything like that. But it's like constantly my fucking GPU or whatever is at like 90-something%. Like just from DaVinci. Like it is nuts. Like the whole time I'm barely doing anything. And it's like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, that's a pretty stout
crazy.
program.
But I'm learning it and I'm liking it so far. Like it seems to work out all right. I haven't exported anything yet from it, but I've put in quite a bit of work on some stuff. And it was very hard at first to figure out what the fuck was going on. I had to watch a couple tutorials to figure out, oh, okay, this is where the timeline is and everything. Weird shit.
Yeah, I recommend Casey Ferris for Reaper tutorials.
Let me write that down.
He a good one. He's been doing, or sorry, not Reaper, DaVinci tutorials.
Yeah, I knew what you mean.
Have you gotten into your music adventure?
I keep meaning to, but I keep running out of time. I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Sure you
will. No, for sure. For sure, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I will not clean my house. I will not clean my apartment tomorrow until I fuck around with Reaper for a bit at least.
Okay, yeah. Get your coffee, fuck around.
Yep. And then for the Photoshop thing, because I don't have that anymore, I went and found Gimp, which, you know, has been recommended, and I tried drawing some stuff, and you know what? I think Gimp actually works much better for drawing than Photoshop does.
Whoa.
So, it just works so much smoother. The lines are just much clearer and cleaner than anything I ever did in Photoshop, and I'm like, holy shit, that's crazy. It is much harder to do anything to, like, already made photos and shit like that. It's way harder to bring that stuff in and do layers and all that, so thumbnails are way harder than in Photoshop. But drawing-wise, it is much better. And then for any animation stuff I need to do, I think every few months or so, I will just pick up Adobe Premiere for $20 a month. And just do that every so often to get some clean animation shit.
Do you animate in Premiere or...
Premiere.
Okay. Well, the DaVinci Resolve has their Fusion engine. It's got a bunch of stuff, but...
Yeah,
it's node-based editing. It's, man, like, node-based stuff was great for color correction, but node-based animation was just like, why do I have to build a scaffolding of Bionicles to I don't understand it. It's over my head, but After Effects is over my head too.
Yeah, I've messed with that kind of stuff in After Effects before, which is fun, but it's not the look I'm going for. I need to be able to just keyframe and single images and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
really make the most out of keyframe animation.
yeah.
Like I don't do character sprites and shit, but just like motion graphics. I don't do templates, preloads, or Adobe After Effects. I just make whatever the image I need is in Photoshop and then animate it in Premiere with keyframes.
Yep, that's how I normally do it. But I have used After Effects in the past to use the puppet tool, which is, with the bones and shit, to like make shit like blow in the wind and all that kind of stuff. Like, it is useful for that kind of shit. But it's really just like pay like close to $60 a month for everything. Or you can get Photoshop for $10 and everything else that I would need is $20 a piece. Which is just, Premiere, After Effects, and Audition would be great, but that's a $21 program, so not worth it.
No. It's a great program. But, I don't know. Davinci has they bought Fairlight, so they've got a competent audio plugin built into it.
Yeah.
And Reaper's a good audio plugin. The only thing I don't like in Reaper is that their noise cancellation tool is a giant 30-pound hammer, and it's hard to find. It's Ray, FIR. A lot of the prefixes for the built-in plugins for Reaper are REA and then something else, and that noise cancellation is, I guess it's good for instruments, but for dialogue it's murderous.
Okay.
I'd probably download a different plugin if one could be found, an Isotope or something, but those are all paid, and I don't want to pay for that. I'll just do an EQ. I'll just EQ the shit out of it. I do a parametric EQ, and I go real careful.
Man, I just wish that Adobe didn't have this fucking subscription bullshit. Like,
yeah, I would have paid $300 for it by now, but
yep.
When we were doing stuff all the time, it didn't feel like that big of a deal to pay $50 a month, but we also had roommates.
Yep. Everything's I have like no extra money like for anything. Like that's impossible at this point. Like, I'm slowly saving to fix my fucking stupid ass car. My struts have fucked themselves, and it's $800 to get them fixed. But good news is,
shop.
Do what?
Might try a smaller shop. Firestone might be overcharging you.
Yeah, I'm going to. But the reason why I use Firestone is because there's one literally a 10-minute walk from my apartment, so I don't have to be like, I either have to wait here all fucking day or call somebody to come pick me up. But yeah, that shit was like, because I went and got my serpentine belt fixed and went and bought a new wheel and everything, and they were like, yeah, your struts are like bad now. Like, you got green, yellow, and red, they're in the red, so you need to fix those, and your brakes are kind of in the yellow at this point. So I'm like, cool, $1,000 I have to pull out of my ass that'll probably come from my tax refund to fix my car, and then I need to save up money to move out this apartment. I think I'm going to go rent a small house if I can find one for cheaper than $800 I pay here in my apartment.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
Now, how many struts did they tell you were on your car?
They didn't.
Because last time they told you had 2 serpentine belts, and that's just a lie.
That's true. Well, all right. So we had this conversation. I think I'm just going to get on the internet and ask. All right.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Because I am... Because, I have no idea. Wow, serpentine was weirdly hard to spell for a second. Okay, so it says most cars have 1 or 2 drive belts. It is also called a serpentine belt when there is only 1 drive belt in a car. So there you go. So there's 2 belts. They just called them the wrong thing, apparently.
Okay, we'll give them that. I'll take.
I guess a serpentine belt exists in a car that only has one drive belt. So it's more of a colloquial term at this point, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I've only ever dealt with one belt. Because that's what makes sense.
And I have no idea about any of that shit, so you could tell me there are 16 of those in there, and I'd be like, I don't know how to prove you wrong.
Go out there and check.
Internet, I guess. That's too hard. I don't even know what a belt looks like. It's a black rubber thing. But anyways, I guess that's the end of this podcast.
I was wondering when the end was coming.
Yep. I would just like to say Donald Trump sucks and he needs to be in prison immediately. And that seems like a good ending.
Yeah, put him in jail. Whatever. Just get him out of here. I don't want to deal with him anymore.
Me neither.
Why does my amp keep punking out on being loud? Oh, there's actually something with... Ooh, I might have a bad connection.
Oh.
Whatever. Is that too loud? I hate my neighbors. Oh, fuck.
Hell yeah. But yeah. Still think most of their stuff is pretty good. Are you there? You disappeared. I can't hear you.
Don't worry, y'all. We're caught on. I don't hear a dial tone.
I'm gonna hang up
at the same time. Hanging up.
and I'll call you back, I
Hit
guess.
call again. I'm not getting a dial tone again. Oh, there it is. My coffee cup blocked.
Why
my
did it
signal.
end? That was weird.
Leave a message. I have you on hold. Hold on.
Oh, okay. That was weird.
Why are you hanging up on people, fool?
I didn't hear you say you went on hold and it just stopped and I couldn't hear you. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll call you back then.
No, you disconnected and then I called you back once and didn't get a dial tone, and then I've called you back and I'm actually in your voicemail now.
What?
And then you called me and I picked up. I'm wondering if my coffee cup killed the signal. I'm gonna set my phone down again and see if you disappear. You still there? You hear me?
Yeah?
Okay, that was weird. Anyway. Something else happened to music, but I don't remember what it was and I don't write shit down, so.
Okay.
That's all the music I have.